Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It is Tuesday, right? Today. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Wait, hold up. Let me actually double check. It is actually Tuesday. I'm not being stupid. Because I don't know why I literally just forgot what day it is. No, it has to be Tuesday. Because yesterday AOC, sorry, AS resets, and that resets on a Monday. Like well, not resets every Monday, but it has to reset on at the start of a week. Okay, so it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. The fuck is wrong with me? Why am I okay? Why am I using like an endgame like to actually realize like what day it is? I might actually be slightly cooked. I might be slightly cooked. But regardless, yeah. Hello everyone. So okay, so what was I gonna say? God damn it, I forgot. Words. Okay. Essentially, we'll, like I said, we'll continue talking about Amphoreus, right? Because, A, we started it and we've done it for two streams already. And so, want to finish it. Although, I never expected, to be talking about Amphoreus like this for, let's say, I didn't even think it would take this long, if I'm being honest. I am very surprised it's taken me this long to, let's say, finish, right? But sure. I mean, that's fine. I'm not complaining too much, right? Um, B. Uh, okay. So you know how I said today we'll pull for Yuki in CZN? No. That's happening tomorrow. Since apparently, well, the patch ends today, and then there'll be a maintenance in around 6 hours ish or something, right? So it's gonna go into main for like 6 or 7 hours then. So it'll be technically the game will be up with a new patch tomorrow, more or less like in 12 hours, give or take, right? And I am not streaming at 6 a.m. because I am busy. So yeah. Also, no, why would I ever stream at 6 a.m.? And that's what I was paid to do, so I wouldn't do that. And I would like need I would need like ample time so I can shift things to do that. But regardless, yeah. So yeah, so tomorrow is the Yuki pools. Okay, naturalize. And I there were like the today was also the Uma patch, and apparently they added more than what they actually even said. And I think also the Stegosaurus stuff, right? Today. What did you miss? Not much to be honest. I literally just kind of did like a more or less, let's say, a rough draft of what the hell we're doing today. Yeah, I'm not watching that season live stream. It was literally just what Fob, Jenna, and two other guys, right? They were literally just showcasing Yuki, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's I, it's not really, let's say, that useful, right? To watch. They got shit on from Reddit after it. Did they? Wait, they will link up to it, right? Because like I caught like what, like 10 minutes of it, right? And it was just them showcasing uh Yuki, right? So I was like, whatever, right? I'll just play Yuki myself like tomorrow. They got shit on by on Reddit. Well, when the hell does Reddit not shit on something? And Stegosaurus is full of cheaters. I mean, there's always going to be cheaters, right? What matters is that the developers actually deal with the cheaters, right? And deal with them in a good timing or good manner. Did Reddit shit on them? I'm not seeing anything. Hold up. Um, Jesus Christ, that is not real, is it? Because I don't really think the thing showed too much, if that makes sense. Or is that important? I guess if you wanted to see how Yuki plays, Oh, is it the vibe between global and Korean live stream thing? Are you talking about this thing? Wait, there was a Korean live stream at the same time? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I knew this was happening because I woke up and then I saw okay that this is happening. Okay, I didn't know there was also a Korean live stream at the same time. I mean, I guess for one for global and one for Korea, South Korea. So sure, the Korean streaming stuff. Yeah, because I'm assuming the Korean live streams might have like a one of the developers, right? Since what the fuck are they gonna answer? Because I'm pretty sure none of these four are developers, unless they were given, let's say, like information in advance. But I doubt it. She comes up tomorrow morning. Who? Yuki? Yeah. Tomorrow is for Yuki. 70% of chat is about how they don't want to see the boring gameplay. They want the director to apologize. Owen and TR just end stream. I mean, this is still so stupid, by the way, the Owen and TR thing, but whatever. It's just South Korea being South Korea. Honestly, they hate these Korean whiners. The devils reading the chat unless one on stream. Except legitimate questions get buried. Okay. I don't know. I feel like with the way situation that let's say CZN is in right now, especially with let's say the South Korean community, I wouldn't let's say like answer live questions because they're just gonna be the same questions, right? They're just gonna keep getting harassments. So I don't know if this is really worth it to bother with this. Um, talking about times 2 and times 3 speed up or skip feature right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like if you when you're doing like let's say runs for let's say like farming XP or something, the AI is shit. So if you really want the run to be quickly, you yourself have to intervene because the AI just fucking tries to use everything. So if there's like a skip feature, that'd be nice. Because Jesus Christ, like you either leave the AI for 5 minutes to do one run, or you yourself do it in like one or two. It's like actually so annoying of how ass the AI is. But the new kills will be super easy to save you stuff you want. Oh, really? They're currently in the initial discussion about how to place implement, so it's definitely coming. What do you mean the best decision to implement it? You just put a auto, no, not an auto run, but like an auto complete feature, right? Because you have to be able to complete the run first before you can even do like an auto run, right? So I feel like I don't know what discussion has to be there, unless the discussion is like whether the spaghetti coding will allow them to do it, right? I don't know. I don't think the game has too much spaghetti coding, but yeah, because I don't feel like I've run into too many bugs. Also discussing of making farming faster. Okay, just improve the AI or like add the skip function that I literally just said. I mean the auto function I just said. The example they gave is only having the character clear once for 3 times rewards or something like that. Oh, like every day the first 3 runs give you like double the rewards or 3 times the rewards. Okay, yeah, I can see it. That'd be nice. Is the ideas currently in development or just talk? Sure. And the chat's just saying it's all just talk. I mean, I mean, I mean, I think for the current state of CZ and for the developers, it has to be things they have to be working on to try and get the community back on their side, right? They'll make a roadmap so users know what updates are coming and when, expecting the next major update in December 3rd, so 3 weeks. Okay, I mean, sure, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's nice, right? Official announcement patch notes will be posted soon at 8:30. Official note, that's when the patch is happening. Okay. There's a current discussion on how to make save data much more predictable. One idea he mentioned was being able to edit save data after completing a run using resources. Mm, I don't know, right? Because the save, the RNG in save data is kind of like what makes, gives the repetitive, well, not repetitive, right? But it's what elongates the gameplay for CZN, right? So if you could, let's say, like edit save data, I don't know about that, right? Because then, depending on like how many times you can, let's say, adjust things, it could, let's say, lead to you having to play the game less or doing less runs, which technically is a good thing, right? But I don't know. I guess if they make it so that okay, you can change one thing, right? Then maybe, right? Or if they make it so that they give you a reroll, right? So you can reroll one of the characters' save data, right? I think that would be not too bad if you just reroll it. If they give you a reroll option, right? Rather than completely, oh, pick on this, pick on that, right? I think the reroll would be better. Well, I think people will hate that because it's technically adding an RNG layer into an RNG already, right? Hmm. Okay. Too many different ideas right now. Company can't say exactly what will happen. However, the current is too unpredictable. Yeah. It's literally just RNG, right? I almost never do training or yeah, because does anyone actually ever do training at the rest stops? I don't feel like I've ever done training. No, I did training once to just find out what the hell is training, but then after that I've never done training at all. Like the rest stops are only okay. Let me look at the shop. Okay, let me heal up and reduce my stress. That's it. Training feels so redundant. We'd rather heal and it's still RNG, but the devs are doing training every single time instead of rest. Why the fuck are the devs doing training? What? They haven't gotten and gonna end up not taking any cards. What? Yeah, like what the hell's the point of training? Yeah, cards are in training, but it's RNG which cards you want, right? And to be honest, from what I remember, I guess rally and toolbag. Yeah, but the removal option is in the shop, not in the training option, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's just in shop where you spend 80, then 120, and then like 180, and then continuously increases to remove an option. But yeah, training itself is very useless. Also getting screwed by RNG in general. I mean, it's basically a roguelike, right? So it's gonna be RNG and RNG. So it's like, the RNG is what gives the gameplay longevity, right? On the bright side, no need to worry about getting screwed by save data at the end. So it's about getting the card change. It's not like Diablo 4. Okay, who the fuck cares about D4? Okay. Showing off the memory fragment setting. 4 set and 2 sets for Yuki. So it's just basically, there's like guides already of like what characters want, right? So it's like, eh. But about a concept, you can choose extra negative affinity to increase the difficulty and rewards. Oh, so this is kind of like Wuwo, the tower. I can't remember what was it called again. The tower in Wuwo where you like keep adding effects to make it even harder and harder, right? What is it called now? It's not hologram. Um, Jesus Christ, I can't remember what the hell it's called. But essentially, kind of like you know, making it more challenging for you, right? Okay. A mega code, I think this one that lets you get free dupes, will be released 3 weeks later. Oh, is this the thing that? Yeah, I think they showed this in the They showed this in the live stream, right? In the main live stream a few days ago. Yeah. 300 crystals, 200,000 units into mailbox. Okay, sure. This is just probably like patch thing. Junior said the stingy. He's just to increase it. I mean, this is just It's 160, 160, 160. This is one pool and three quarters. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the units are actually what matters more, right? Rather than the crystals, because Jesus Christ. Like, I'm level 40 something, right? And I'm trying to level up some characters. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, run out of mats. Like, XP mats, which is actually kind of annoying. And you don't even get that many mats per run, right? Because you get like, what, five or six of the golden XP from 3 runs. So it's like, that's not even enough for like one level, which is, it's kind of annoying of how little you have. Season 1, which is about 9 weeks, will have 202, 200. I mean, that's a decent amount of pools. That's quite a bit of pools, actually. Okay. On December 3rd, there'll be a new Chaos shop. You'll be able to obtain massive amount of growth leveling materials. Okay, but that's a month away. This is on top of what's already being offered this patch. Okay, sure. The work on improving card description. Okay, yeah. Like, this is fucking. The game is not going to be. The translation is still not going to be completely fixed, is it? Communication power, separate counseling and outing. This is what discussions are. There's many. Is this basically like the hangouts, right? Okay, I think. Some bugs are really hard to fix. With hot fixes, they don't want to interrupt the server for an extended amount. Many bugs we fix this patch. I wonder how many bugs will be introduced with this with this patch. The Korean charge is demanding for story art to be come out on project. I mean, it's just fucking Korean. Like, whatever. I don't care about this because this is a very stupid. It's an asinine. Let's say thoughts, and I guess opinion that they have, right? Just because they feel like they're getting cucked by Owen. You know what? I hope they just introduce a freaking even bigger twink than Owen in the new rewrite and they get cucked by him instead, because Jesus Christ, it's actually so annoying. This is actually the most irritating part of the whole drama over CZN. Season content would require seasonal data. Okay, normal data because you have to like do new runs. Sure. Most of the game looks AI made. I mean, I would say like some art does give that vibe, right? Supposedly it doesn't, but then there's like pieces of like art pieces, like especially the one where okay, does she have like 2 ankles or something, right? Or I mean 2 kneecaps, or like an extra joint on her leg piece, right? So it's like, no decision on whether there will be any limited characters. Oh, no decision whether there will be any limited character. Wait, what? What? What do you mean there will be no? Huh? Do they mean if there will be like a character that's not added into standard? Because I know with CZN, every character is added to standard, right? So I'm assuming this is like if a character is not added to standard. Okay. I guess. Well, I mean, I didn't know about this. I mean, I mean, sure. I mean, we'll see. Like, if the game is bricked tomorrow, we'll see. Interesting. There wasn't anything here. All right, the fucking Tower Fantasy. Yeah. Apparently, this month is when they're releasing the Warp server, which I guess if you don't know is basically a. Think of it like I guess kind of like WoW Classic, right? Which is an older like from the beginning. But I guess for this case, Tower Fantasy, the warped server, is gonna be with no gacha, right? I might give it a shot because like I only played Tower Fantasy for a very small amount, right? When it came back, when it came out all the way back in, was it 2021? I think or 2022? I can't remember. But the game felt like shit. Like the server lags, the fucking just it's just a shit launch. So I just quickly like gave up. Right. I don't think I even played more than like 2 or 3 hours of Tower Fantasy, if I'm being honest. I just like, yeah, it just felt like ass immediately for me. So I just, just immediately gave up. Didn't bother. What do you mean? What do they mean by no gacha? So I'm assuming they're probably gonna make it similar to uh, how Do It Night Abyss works, right? Where you can like farm for the characters and weapons, because I'm pretty sure Tower Fantasy has like no, it definitely has a gacha system for like the newer characters. So I'm assuming they're kind of like doing away with that and making it more similar to you just grind for the characters, which I mean it's like a fine idea, right? Because there has been like a oversaturation of gacha, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, a lot of those, let's say, new gachas are very much slop. Because people realize that, if you like bring out a gacha, you can probably make out like a decent and then, kill it off, right? Okay, so that's a CZ answer. Okay. Oh, okay. And apparently, hold up. Okay, let me open up Uma. Because, the Uma update was today, and we thought that the main thing about the Uma patch today was, them bringing in the guts balancing, right? Rework, making it so that guts is actually an actual stat that you want to work with. And no, apparently it's a lot more changes than just that. I'd rather throw dice than farm 500 hours per character. I mean, I don't know. Naturalize, you've been playing Do It Night Abyss, right? I think. If they do it like Do It Night Abyss where it doesn't take too long to farm a character, but it can be kind of annoying, yeah, I think it might be fine, right? Because I don't think it takes that long to get a character in Do It Night Abyss to farm for them, right? You're just technically limited by the what was it called again? The devil letters or the secret letters, right? So if they kind of do like a system like that, I think it's fine. The gear takes forever. I mean, yeah. Okay, because well, actually, when was the fucking last time I even opened up Do It Night Abyss? I think I'm. Yeah, we don't talk about Do It Night Abyss. Hold up. Where is it? Ooh, my temples. Just waiting for your character. Ah, okay. Okay, just turn. Hold up. I think that's MLB Sweet Tosho now. Hold up. Wait, hold up. Okay. And again? No, okay. Maybe it's asking too much. Oh, again? Oh, come on. You're gonna turn here. Fuck you. Okay. It's not too worse. Not too bad, not too bad. I actually got MLB Sweet Social from this thing. You know what? Not too bad, not too bad. Wait, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that notice? I didn't even read it. Wait, did they reset all of the freaking things? Oh, it is MLB. Oh, thank God, I no longer have to keep borrowing this. Because one thing that kind of like messed up with my runs is I had to keep borrowing a Sweet Tosho. I tried CZN yesterday, rerolled for Haru, but I can't get Kalipe now. I mean, just wait for the 300 runs. Just wait until I'm not 300 runs, your 300 pulls, and then get Kalipe from there. Yeah. All right. One of the nice things I did was they kind of made it so that you can do the multi races now, so you don't have to continuously do like each race after another, which is like actually really nice. Yeah, you can literally do like 6 in a row. It's like they brought out like some of the quality of lives from what's it called again? From okay, some of the quality of lives that people wanted, right? Which is good. I don't know what. Hold up, let me actually check. I mean, we don't have any other pools, right? So we don't have to do too much. Okay, and I'm not gonna do a run right now. When is it recommended to start chaosing? I mean, I guess as soon as you can, right? You kind of just start chaosing as soon as you can. And you think you have like decent enough build characters, right? Because I guess when you get to 40 is when you can do the no. Oh wait, no. Sorry, chaos. This yeah. Just do them as soon as you can, right? Because you also want to do you get your I guess let's say builds from doing chaos, right? And later when you get to level 40, you start doing the zero system, right? Which is essentially you kind of like tailor chaos runs. But just try and do the chaos runs, right? Because they give you basically builds for your character. Let's see, what else was it here? So it was like alpha change mode. Well, I mean, this is like the stuff, right? Which is like fine. But the biggest changes are the event choice helper, which essentially means that uh you don't have to when you play Uma, you don't have to freaking alt tab to your browser and go on Game Tour to look at okay, what do I pick here, right? Because essentially, you know, the guide itself in the game, which is like actually really neat. Because that was kind of annoying thing about when playing Uma on my phone, because I kept having to like tab out tab out to look at Game Tour. Now I don't have to. But then again, I haven't really played. Uh, I don't think I've done an Uma career in some time. I think like in a week, right? Yeah. But that's mainly because I was waiting for the Unity Cup. Tourist, okay, I will admit I am being slight tourist in Uma. I won't deny that. I shan't deny that. Can't really deny that to be honest. Okay. Apart from that, I don't think there was like any other announcements. Oh wait, I realized something. You know how this Friday is meant to be the War live stream? I realized that this Friday, I'm pretty sure it's also the ZZZ live stream for this Friday since Yudhari came out last week, right? So this week, oh my god, we're gonna have to watch like 2 live streams on Friday, aren't we? Ugh. Hopefully they aren't too long. Yeah, hopefully they're not too long. Because what is going to be the Chisa, and I guess it's the Bangyue and dialing, right? Stuff. Okay. Yeah, I don't think apart from that, there's nothing else from what I can think of or can see. Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Okay. I thought Kiana skin was a niche thing, but then every HI3 is streamer has all bought it, even the small dolphins. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone got the skin because it's a Kiana skin, right? And it's a nice callback to Winter Princess, right? Like her older skins, right? I'm pretty sure that's why people got it right. So it's like, if it's a skin like that Kiana skin, then it's like, yeah, I understand why a lot of people got it. Also, the nice thing is that you what you use to get the skin are crystals, not B chips. So anyone can really get it. Anyone can get the skin, even if they're like, let's say like free to play, right? Because you just need to get crystals, right? So it's like nice. It's nice. Because if it was B chips, it was a B chip skin, then it'd be a bit somewhat annoying, right? Because you can't farm B chips. But yeah. That's why I'm like not surprised that a lot of people have gotten that skin because it is also a really nice skin, especially when you use old and then in the fragments, you literally see callbacks to different parts of Kiana's story, right? So it's like it has the extra flavor, if that makes sense. But yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I guess let me claim this. Wait, do I need to use up energy? Yes, I do. You know what? Let me just do this to use up my energy. Can I do it from here? Yes, I can. Cool. And let me just do this. So that just what? Okay. Cool. Level 30 already needs yellow mats. What in CZN? Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay. All right, and then there's also the Stellasaur update, right? Yeah, I've been thinking. I've been thinking. Um, do I pull on Nazuna? I don't know if I pull on Nazuna to be honest, because she is a standard character, right? So technically, the Nazuna banner is a saving banner, right? You don't need to pull for her. Yeah, she's a standard character, but they made her banner, right? Similar to how in Genshin and I think 1.2 they made the Keqing banner, right? Even though, you know, she's standard. But I do need like I mean obviously you don't really need to run let's say like a fire or dark team right here, but like I do need like a Vento team because I don't have a Vento team. So I'm kind of like slightly tempted to pull on it. But then I feel like it'd probably be a waste, right? Because I'll probably get Nazuna one sooner or later. Just one 10 pull chat. Oh, hey. Why the hell are you saying what I'm going to say in advance? That's not fair. That is not fair at all. Then it doesn't come off as a surprise. Wait, is this open? Wait. Oh, it is. Wait, hold up. What? I kind of like her design. I really like the big hat that she has. Let's hold up. Let me. Because we might do a run here. Hold up. That's leaderboard's full of cheaters. I thought you were talking about the other leaderboard, to be honest. Come on, at least try and make it like you're not cheating, right? A score 5, and you have like, yeah, shut the fuck up. You're not. I don't know if this is like, okay, no, I don't think that's like level 52. Yeah, that's not it. I feel like this is probably the first real score, maybe. This, no, I don't think that. No, this is probably like the first real score. I think. Well, it looks the most real. All my teams are missing a third support, except Terra. What do I have actually? Hold up. I mean, I have Chisa, right? Because I'm running Chisa with these two. I mean, I could probably change Artis to Shimiao, but Terra, I've got Terra with Nazuna, Terra, Nazuna, Jiri, and Ridge, right? And I guess I also have Light with Shia, Jinglin, and Tilia. I guess if I can get Minerva, I would probably replace Tilia, right? So I kind of have like 3 teams. And I could technically cope if I do like DPS Canas, right? Or DPS like one of these 3 for fire, but I feel like that's insane cope if I try to do that. Okay. Why the hell am I getting like a notification here? Okay, I guess let me wait, hold on. What was I doing? I guess I wanted to level up characters, right? So that 80, I guess I probably should get Nazan to 82, right? Alright, what I'm gonna run out is XP is what I wanna run out to. Okay. And I should probably also level up skills. Yeah. I guess let me just do this, right? To use up the energy. Okay. It's not worth it, is it? Hyacinth. Alright, we're gonna talk about Hyacinth today. The first the first 10 pulls grants a gold disc of 900. 3 times the usual. Oh my god! We have to pull! Said Lakari. I should probably add the emotes. Hold up. What is it called again? Oh my god, what is 7TV? Where is it though? Oh, it's a freaking gacha demon, not the Lakari one is gacha demon, isn't it? No, where is it? Why the hell is 7TV taking so long to load? Sure, whatever your name is, shut the fuck up. Is it this one? Like, why is. Bruh, why is 7TV like. Okay, this is so annoying. Like, why is 7TV like taking such a long time to load? I'm assuming it's this one. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, it is this one. Okay. Yeah, I should probably add like more emotes. It should be added. Oh, you see it? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I have to like reload. Hold up. Okay. Does story save me your data to what from CZN stories? I yes, they do. It does save your data. Each recruitment gives me. Oh, I'm stupid for doing that, aren't I? I should have just waited until share banner ended. Okay, we do just one more temple. No, no. I'm stupid. Okay, no gold. No, okay, never mind. No, why did I choose this? I literally just wasted 20 pulls. What is wrong with me? Like, actually, what is wrong with me? Okay. Piggy, shut the fuck up. No, we're like, we're not finishing this piece. No. No. Maybe I feel stupid again in a few days, but no. No. All right, this is what I want to check out. Hold on. So what exactly do you do here? Simulation. I'm guessing this is like a trial run. Wait, okay, hold up. What is this shit weak against too? The finale ending. Uh, does it tell me weakness? No, it doesn't really show like a weakness, huh? Okay, I mean, I can just use this. It's fine. You always get premium characters 20 pulls. I literally just did 20 pulls. What do you mean I get a premium character? I just did 20 pulls. The good luck is over already for it. What the hell is this? Is it like Amphoreus goes referral? Okay. Wait, did I? Wait, when was the last time I freaking? How old is this build for? Shisatsu. Huh? A phase two? Oh, okay, so it is a phase two. Oh god, we can see its face. Please hide your face again. We don't need to see it. Okay. It has a face only a mother could love. Okay. I'm assuming I should probably not get hit by those things. Okay. Okay, but okay. I feel like getting hit by that is kind of BS. Whee! Okay. Well, I mean, that's just normal mode, right? So it's kind of whatever. So 600,000 points. So I guess 600,000 for normal mode. Oh, you can do, I guess, quick. Wait. Is this normal mode? Huh? Didn't I just clear it? Wait. Didn't I just clear it? Uh, oh, I did simulation. That's why. Oh. Okay, I'm stupid. That's why. Okay, I did a simulation rather than the actual fight. Okay, that's annoying. I mean, okay, that's also cool that you can just do the simulation instead of to kind of like optimize your runs without wasting a run. Okay, I mean that's a nice addition. They did it. Maybe we should have checked the boss mechanics to see if that killing these things are even worth it. Okay. Okay, so that's a delay. Okay. Should I check the description? Yeah, probably. But it is like normal mode, right? I don't think I have to worry about the mechanics just yet. Points earned 600k. Yay. Okay, so then I guess hard modes. I think in like expert is probably gonna have to look at descriptions. Okay, I'm already doing significantly less damage now. Okay. Okay, maybe should have done it earlier. What the hell is this? Okay, so it gets new sack buttons too. Okay, interesting. Just use the ultimate as an iframe. Okay, then just burst. The one thing about Jesus that I could hope would have been a thing is to like somehow reduce a cooldown of her active again. What the hell is this creature doing? What the okay. You can dodge it. You can dodge it. You can dodge it. Okay. Okay. I'm surprised the O didn't kill it. kill the things fast enough. Okay, I should probably kill these things. Okay. Okay, these creatures seem to be spawning things. Okay. She has got to the old. Yeah, kinda. Okay, 13. Oh my god, I have less than a minute to go. What the hell is this? Okay. Between two difficulties, it got a lot more shit. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm not gonna kill this, am I? Um, they both got coordinates. No. Okay, 5. Frozen. The burst ends. I had. Oh my god. Bruh, okay. 12 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay. Okay, hard mode already caught me to 12 seconds. Gee, okay. Okay, I may need to look at the mechanics for this. 1.2 mil though. I went from okay, we'll climbed up a few ranks. 72 record 22. I mean, hold up. Okay, so the boss gains echo codex that dissipates after taking a number of hits when they cost certain they cards. Okay, so the codex are these, the things that spawn. Okay, the boss gains record codex that dissipate after taking a number of hits, but revives after some time. When a box costs certain. Okay, so oh no, I just read. Wait, did I? Okay. Codex protection. The boss initially has high damage resistance. Each codex or record codex removed lowers the boss's damage. Okay, so yeah, you have to get rid of the things first before you even bother killing hits. Top 1k, not even close to top 1k. Fear resonance. Each time an ally deals damage to the boss, it increases the damage the boss takes for a short period. Okay, so you have to okay, so you have to weave in the thing. Okay, sure. The boss summons multiple echo codices to continuously channel energy. The fewer echo codices remaining when the channel ends, the weaker the boss attacks from the boss. And the boss summons a record codices on the battlefield, absorbs them, and then more record codices absorb. The strong will come. Okay. Uh, hmm. I don't know if this can do it though. Oh. I guess let's try this. Remaining squads 3. Wait, what does that mean? The same tracker cannot be deployed twice in the finale. Oh, what? Oh wait, can you use like 3 teams to kill one boss? Sure, let's try this. We are definitely not beating this thing. Okay, we need to kill these things. I guess that's the annoying thing about using Shear. I can't like completely target these ones if I don't have access skills. I guess when I use Shear access skill, I should also have a partner access skill up. Okay. No. Okay, she is kind of like melting the fuck. Okay, let's see. Okay, it faced earlier. Okay, let's use you here because you have like a large AoE. Okay, okay, I don't get why some of them have like some symbols and others don't. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Oh, well, okay. Okay, good thing I moved over here. Okay, I feel like some of the hits I'm getting hit by are kind of BS. Huh. Ah, crap. I shouldn't have used this ult just already. Entered. Huh. Get block, get block, get block, 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 block. Okay, I have to dodge it, I have to dodge it, I have to dodge it. Oh, no, that's it. I didn't dodge that. I didn't see the thing that you should just wail on the boss. What element boss is it? Umbra. Yeah, I don't think it has any weakness. Yeah. Yeah, like it doesn't seem to have any weakness. And then wait, does it start from the HP it had before, or is it from like full HP? Oh, it literally starts from the HP it had before you died. Oh, okay, sure. And I guess you need high hit count for this boss, since you need high hit rate for this. Okay, I'm like getting hit like a dumbass, but I need to realize what the hell's the difference between these books. I guess some of them spawn the fields and others don't. You can move over here. Okay, I don't feel like I got hit by that, but sure. Hmm. I got level 60, level 80 Shia. Yeah, I noticed like Shia was actually just killing this. My Shia build isn't even the best, right? So I can see how a good Shia just kills this thing. And I probably could have lived with Shia. I just for some reason fucked up the timing for the dodge of the big AoE, which is slightly annoying, but it's fine. Oh wait, don't have any more of this, right? Yeah. What the hell's the difference between extra hot and so it goes from 637 million to 2 billion? 2 billion. Level 82, 27. Did it get extra mechanics? Hold up. No, it looks like it doesn't get new mechanics at level 80. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, I just have to get a proper shear run then. Wait, did you already do? Wait, no, you couldn't have done extra hard yet, right? Because the mode just came out, so no one should have basically enough runs to do this one right yet. I think, unless you can buy runs, and I don't think you can actually. Scored 12 million, 20 million, 8, 25 million, 35 million, 41 million. A total score of 41 million. I mean, I'm close, I guess, to 23 million. Yeah, I guess it's at 28. No. I guess for today, I guess the highest would be 28 million. So this one's most likely the most legitimate one, I'd assume. Ah, you can't even. Okay, so you can't check the builds. Okay. Oh, we can't buy. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I'm assuming first if they're all cheaters. Because I don't think you can. This is the one I'm not sure about. Because I feel like maybe you can with this team, but it's like level 70 with like main carry Minerva, right? So I'm not sure if that's a thing. Because I can believe this, right? Level 90, 31. That seems believable. Although, the difference is like, what, 1k difference? And, I mean, maybe. Oh, and then again, I guess they do have Freesia support here instead of these two. It's like, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I just guess I have to do actual runs with Sheer now rather than doing kind of like runs for the sake of it. And I guess I also have to start. I guess I also have to start farming the emblems, right? Yeah, because do I even have? I don't even know what actual good stats are, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have this. Oh, even hold up. I mean, I was just equipped it right because I didn't have anything else. But yeah, and I guess I need to actually see what are these stats each character wants or figure out. 28 million has to be a 1 second kill. No, wait, no, that. Wait, no, it's not 20, it's 2.8 million. 2.8 million is an under 1 minute kill. I see. I mean, I guess if Shia didn't die, we had like a two closest to like minute and a half, 2 minute kill, right? If Shia never died. Huh. Actually, would have been okay. We probably could have scored what? Like 25 mil or something like that, right? Not too bad. Especially considering, when can I check the things? Especially considering this run isn't that good, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's not the best here. Also, what my potentials aren't. Yeah, the potentials didn't really hit here either. And I think this is using. Yeah, I should probably level up the discs to 80. These two to 80. Well, especially this one. But I don't know. I guess last time I even wait, do I even have the mats? Actually, I might have the mats for this one. Wrong one. This one. Yeah, yeah, I definitely do. Because you have to. Okay. You technically only have to level up the first. No, you have to level all of them up. You have to level all the discs up because the leveling up and giving you the extra potential, you have to level them up. Even the extra 3 discs. I mean, I guess it's fine. Is your Shia D0? Yeah, my Shia is D0. I do not have any copies for Shia. Like, yeah, it's all pretty. I mean, I guess I have the disc, right? But like nothing else. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably try and get another run for tomorrow. Cause it, I wonder if they add new stuff. Well, I mean, I don't think they added new stuff for the actual hard mode, right? Because I don't. I mean, okay, I might be stupid, but I don't think there was too much of a difference between hard and extra hard, right? It's just the HP inflation. And I guess the things hit more, right? Actually, wait, no. I think there was more of the books, right, that spawned at the same time. So that might be also an issue. Hmm. Yeah. I'll see it tomorrow, right, when it resets. Okay. I'm stupid if I send another 10 pawn this, right? Yeah, no, I shouldn't do that. No, no, no. It's a waste. It's a waste. But I am tempted. Why am I tempted? What is wrong with me? It's a freaking standard character. Because we also don't know what characters added after Shia. Do we? Do it for the stream. Well, I mean, true. Do it for the stream. No, that's such a stupid reasoning. But I am stupid enough to do that. Gold? At least be gold, you son of a bitch. Oh, whatever. I think my Stellasaur luck is gone. Yep, I think my Stellasaur luck is gone. Gee, okay, min rolling the hell out of everything. Yep. Yep. The luck is gone. The luck is dry. What is she at? That's the first one? Yeah, it's the first one. Yep, the luck is dry. Okay, yep. The luck is dry. The luck is dry. Yeah. I guess we'll try again tomorrow with the harder difficulty. Hopefully, um, hmm. Hopefully it's enough tomorrow. Because the HP did essentially triple, right? So I'm not sure if I'll have enough DPS to kill it tomorrow, but we'll see. Resets in 23 minutes. Does it? Alright, freaking Celosaur resets at 8 my time. Yeah, but I have to like new run, so it'll be something we can do tomorrow on stream. So yeah, that'll be for tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Because I think I also want to do a new Chitose run, right? Because for most of the runs, I haven't really, let's say, paid attention to what I'm taking. I'm just taking, oh, that sounds good, right? So I think I actually need to start doing proper runs, ascension runs. And I'm probably sure, and I can probably find like what to take for each character. Well, that I don't know why they have like, let's say, an old buffs, right? Because from what I've seen so far, it's not like you can spam ult, right? Because you get ult like more or less every 30-ish seconds. Is Cyrene good? Cyrene is quite good. Your value of Cyrene depends if you have other of the Amphoreus characters. So if you have any other Amphoreus characters, Cyrene gets better. But Cyrene, like, as a base, is a good character. You don't have any other Amphoreus characters, so you have none of the 3.x characters. I would say Cyrene is still probably a good character to get, even if you don't have anyone else, because she can. Her damage isn't too bad, even if she's like a hybrid, and she will still give you like non-Amphoreus characters a general support. All 3.0, yeah. All of the characters from that have been released since 3.0. So where is it? So any of these characters, if you have any of these characters, they will benefit from her. I got Evernite and Custers. Well, the new best in slot team for Casters is Casters, Evernite, Cyrene, and I guess if you have Hyacinth, right? But if you don't, you can use any other character. Yeah, like the new team for Casters has Cyrene, because the buff that Casters gives to the buffs that Cyrene gives to Casters is actually insane. It's like a stupid buff, to be honest. Yeah, Siren also works with Chibi. Like, the Chibi buff is kind of fine, right? Yeah, I would say the Chibi buff is fine. It's not the most significant thing, because some characters have a bigger buff in comparison to others, but Chibi is also fine. But yeah, like, you said you have Avenite and Castor, so you would literally do just this. Where is it? Teams. Where is it? So you would kind of just do this, where you would replace Cyrene with Chibi. Well, yeah, instead of running Chibi, you would run Cyrene and Avenite here, and some uh healing character, right? Abundance character. What about her weapon? Should I get it? What, her light cone? It's a good light cone. It makes it so you can hit the 180 easier. Obviously, I haven't hit the 180 because I have bad RNG, but it's a pretty good light cone too. Right, because it's a flat 18 speed to her, and like it increases damage that your allies do and damage taken, right? So I would say it's a pretty good light cone. But obviously get the character first, right? Yeah, I would say like if you can and you don't, let's say, plan on pulling for anyone else, get the light cone. But since you also have Avenite, for you, rather than getting the light cone, if you want, technically the better thing to get for your Castores would be pulling for Hyacinth. Because Hyacinth like increases the limit of your Castores, right? Rather over the slide cone. But if you don't care for Hyacinth, just get the light cone, right? Because the light cone is pretty good. Oh, you have Hyacinth already. Okay, then yeah, get the light cone. If you don't care about next patch, which is constant, right? Dahlia, I would say get it, right? Because it's pretty good. I mean, I think the alternatives for this are, I guess you would run this as the alternative for the speeds, and this, right? But the annoying thing about using this is that after you ult with Cyrene, you can no longer use your skill, so you won't be able to reapply this, right? So that's kind of the downside about using this light cone and not Abyss. I think the same applies to this, right? When the whereas Memo Sprite uses an ability on yeah, I think that's like the downside of all of the other ones. Where once you can't use it again afterwards. You can't use the second effect, right? I thought, oh, you mean the Hyacinth Light Cone? Oh, the Hyacinth Light Cone. I did see that the Hyacinth Light Cone's actually also pretty good. Is this one worth it? Hold up. Warrior speed 180 when the warrior uses attack all allies. He consumes all allies. Attack. Into the additional damage of consume when the damage then increases the damage taken by all enemies by 18%. That's also pretty good. It's an 18% amp or damage increase. Uh is it better than Cyrene Lightcone actually? Hold up. By 10%. When the wearer's memo sprite uses memo skill on an enemy, gain Buzz, which increases the crit damage of all enemies. When the wearer has both blank. I think so. This essentially goes to 16% anyway. Out of the two light cones, I think her one is better. I think her light cone in the end is better because it gives you a higher buff in comparison to Hyacinth's one. Level 70. What the hell is level 70? I don't have anything level 70. Oh, this. I should probably max that. Hold up. Especially because it gives HP. Oh my god, I freaking used my things already, didn't I? Yes, I did. Uh-huh. Okay, close. Wait. Oh, that only gave me one? Oh, god damn it. Can probably buy some from the shop, right? Where is it? Am I blind? Yes, I'm blind. Yeah, that's fine. I have like 12k of the things. And where is the smaller one? Is it this one? Yeah, this one. Concern moment. It's not concerned moment. It's just using currency that you have enough of. There's nothing to be concerned about here. I mean, she's like 10 speed off, which is annoying. She's so close to the 180. Okay, there we go. And that is the more HP. Well, I don't remember what the hell's the recommended HP for her. Oh no, she doesn't. You don't care. What do you want the speed? Oh god damn it! I need to hit 200 speed somehow. That's something I'll deal with. And I'm literally missing 10 speed and 11 speeds. Ay, whatever, it's fine. Wait, hold up. Yesterday I did some freaking runs, but I didn't even check what I got here. Did I even get anything good? Hmm. I don't think I got anything useful here. No. Wait, why am I running this rather than this? Am I stupid? I mean, if this gives speed, I wouldn't be against it. Okay, sure. Just give me, just hit into speeds. I don't care about anything else. Oh, that's yeah. We take that. Hold up. 3 speed. 3 speed. Huh. I'm tempted to. What am I missing speed from? That's for 2 speed hits, 2 speed hits, 2 speed hits. You can't get speed on speed, unfortunately. Um. Hmm. Hold up. Synthesize. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is this alright? Yeah. Okay. Let's make 10. I mean, let's make 10. Please give me energy region with speed, and then I'll be happy. I'll be a happy camper. Do not make me make another energy with speed. I'll actually be annoyed if I have to do that again. You son of a bitch. You actual. Oh, whatever. Energy region speed. It just takes 2. Be a 4-liner, please. Uh, Uh, you should have. Okay, just hit speed. Just hit speed. That's all you have to do. Why is it? Whatever. You actually know how to piss me off, game. It's not gonna even go on speed, is it? Why is it like. Bruh. I didn't have the big stones. I mean, if I don't use them now, when else am I going to use these? Because I don't like farming for this, like for this one. Did you craft the ones in the event? Not sure how it works. Yeah. Oh, this one's. Are you talking about these ones, right? I'm using them to try and, let's say, get better siren gear, right? I mean, you just do the event and you roll for pieces, right? And you can actively use these pieces, and you keep rolling, and you can see if you get a better piece, you can get it right. And then at the end of the event, you can permanently keep them. That's how the event works, right? You can permanently keep with the pieces you get here and still actively use them until the end of the event. You just have to, it's just, use it to try and get the best gear you can for one character, right? So, I mean, it's a nice event, right? Because it's kind of like gives you, let's say, a best opportunity to get the stuff right. Is it for any set? It's for any sets. You can. Where is it? Yeah, because for example, if I wanted to equip Siren with a different set, I just click this and then click whatever one, right, and then it changes to that. So you do it for any character, right? It gives you like a recommended here anyway, right? But if you want to change stuff, you change it to that. But I recommend that you pick one character and set on the plane and then stick to it, right? So like if you pick Cyrene and you already have that, stick to it. Don't try and, let's say, change to a different character midway, right? Because then all of the roles you've already done kind of go to waste, right? Because then they'll change to a different set. So pick a character and the set and plane and then commit. Because I think most of the pieces I'm using on Cyrene right now are from that. Oh, not that, not that, not that. Hold up. The boots, the orb, and this, right? And it's not like that's much of a difference, right? I just need speed on Siren, a bit more speed. That's why I'm not using these ones. Like, if they hit speed, I would use them, right? I mean, this has speed, but I also want the crit rates. Also, I'm kind of like have too much HP on her, which is, I mean, it doesn't really help. But yeah, it's a nice event. I saw like some people complaining about it, right? I think the people who were complaining about the event were just complaining for the sake of complaining, because you get free relics, right? And you can use them, right? At this when you get them, and then you keep them afterwards. So I don't know. What was I doing? All right, I was freaking camping on a Hyson. Uh, did I get another one? I think I made another one, right? Or did I get pissed off? Wait, did I not craft it? Oh, I guess I didn't craft it. Okay, hold up. This is speed. Yes, yes. Craft. And let me go upgrade it. Okay, at least be a 4-hit. Stop giving me a 3-hit, you son. You just hit. Wait, I just need 3 speed. So I just need you to hit speed once. No, I need to hit speed twice. And then I'm a happy camper. Again, can you like actually stop using this once? Oh, Jesus Christ. Literally, I have 600 of these things. Use them. I guess let me salvage. Quick selects. 4 below. Yep, yep. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Why? Oh my god. Oh, this is yeah, just hit on attack. Oh my god, this game really knows how to irritate me. Piss me off. Also, why do I keep doing this? This is literally gonna oh, oh my god, the other substance that's Okay, just hit. I mean, you know what? If you go on full speed, it actually saves me. If it goes fully on speed, it actually kind of does save me. Because then, like, I can shift other stuff around. But it's not going to do that, is it? Uh, Bro, why couldn't it be the other way around? Oh my god. Literally, it was just the other way around. Oh my god, imagine it was four hits on speed. It'd be like, what, 11 speed, right? Instead of the fucking HP. 199 speed. Wait, hold up. Let me go into quick combats. Let's see. Where can I find a random mob again? I can just find random mobs here, right? So if I just do, is it 200 and 199 in combat, or is it 200 in combat? Bro, it's 199 in combat. So if I summon Ika, she doesn't get extra speed, right? Or does she? Okay, no, it's 206 now. 206 speeds. Okay, we hit the threshold. Okay, no, we're fine. Fuck, I have to do this right now. Wait, no, I can just retreat. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We hit the 200 speed in combat. Because that's what matters, right? The active speed, not pre-combat, right? Where is it? Wait, wrong character. Oh, no, the right character. When hard speed increases hardness equals max HP by 20%. Wait. Wait a minute. And I need to recheck this. Hold up. Wait, where is an enemy? Because I didn't look at the HP change. God damn it. Bro, where the hell are the enemies? I probably could have just gone MMC, right? Oh, God damn it. Okay, so let's see. Before I use E, Hyacinth has 3.9k HP. And this doesn't increase HP, right? Just summons the member sprite. Okay. So 3.9k, so 20%. So it should go to like 4.5, give or take. 4.4k. And this counts as the. Okay, I don't want to look at Eco. Yeah, max page. Oh, okay, yes. I'm not going healing. Oh, okay. So it is active. Oh, okay, so it does work. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we don't have to worry about Hyson anymore. Good. Okay, so we're kind of like pretty much done with the Hyacinth builds. Yeah, because we're not gonna do damage with her, especially at E0. Yeah, we're not doing damage with her. All right, I need to farm this. All right, I need to farm Sunday. Oh my god, I don't have any. Okay, we're killing Sunday tomorrow. Sure. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think that's all. Yes, that is all. Perfect. Okay. How the fuck is it gonna be 8 o'clock? Uh-huh. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I guess that's all the more stuff than I thought I was gonna do. But where is it? The Fate Atlas, right? Here it is. Okay, now for the main thing. God, I really wanted to do like 3.4 to 3.5, 3.3 to 3.5 today. We are most likely doing 3.3 and 3.4. Slightly annoying. Yeah, slightly annoying. Wait, hold up. Then how the fuck do we do this? Oh my god, that shifts things a bit. So if we do 3.3, 3.4 today, 3.5 tomorrow, and then 6 and 7 on Thursday, and then Friday will be most likely real quote unquote relaxing. Well, it's gonna be watching 2 live streams, and then we can finally do the Impact Third Chapter 10 on the weekend. Jesus Christ, this is like the first time in. I think this is the first time in 4 years that I don't do an Impact Third Chapter off rip. Oh, that's sure, sure. Okay, so I get cozy or whatever. It's fucking story time again. It's... wait, this I guess it makes sense that this takes place here rather than later. Okay. Double cozy, yes, yes, yes. Let me quickly check something and let me quickly drink some water. Because my throat's gonna freaking kill myself. Well, kill me in a bit. Okay. Okay. They haven't announced it yet, have they? I'm assuming they'll probably announce it tomorrow, the live stream for ZZZ. Yeah. Because it should be. Wait, hold on. Where's the. What was the cool website again? The Irminsul calendar, I think? Because if I'm right, 2.4 is in. Yeah, no, I am right. Yeah, I'm right. Like 2.4 is here. So yeah, so then the live stream has to be on Friday. Wait, Woolworth 2.8 is next week? Oh my fucking god! Why the fuck is Woolworth 2.8 next week? I thought it'd be. That's annoying. Hold up. Right. What was like the week after the live stream is when the update happens. Is the not Jiao Chi Yuan is that a character story or does that count as a main story? Since you've done it naturalize. It's just a character story, it's not main story, right? No, actually it might be main story because it has to do with what the hell he did before coming, right? There's a plot hole. So I guess it's technically his main story then. Hold up, let me look at this. I mean, technically, what fixes everything if I do a quick TLDR of the rest of the Amphoreus storyline. But I feel like that would be very ass, considering I've literally been going in more or less, let's say, quote unquote, depth so far. So I feel like ass if I do that. Okay. Uma offline. I mean, I literally play when I play Uma, I do it offline. I don't think I've ever done like too much Uma on stream. Yeah, I don't think I've done too much Uma on stream actually. Well, I still need to do my first Unity Cup run on stream though. That is something I want to do. Oh, okay. Because I'm pretty sure half of the times that I've streamed Uma is me complaining about my re-rolling at the start. Okay, but it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so sure. Okay, so sure. Let's start with this. Seals Slammers, just 4 fun events. Literally just like 4 fun events, and animal cruelty if you want to look at it that way. Sure. Nice weather for Dromasis. I mean, I don't think there's a video for it, right? But you essentially, it's kind of like an Uma mini game, kinda. I guess no. Actually, think of it like Nintendogs if you're old enough to remember Nintendogs. You get a Jomas, you raise the Jomas, you care of the Jomas, and you feed the Jomas. It's a good time. Oh, here she is. Okay, hold up. Yeah, this is the girl from the Cat Stories animated short, right? The girl who tried to befriend her and then later on grew old and then died in Cat Stories' hand, right? Yeah, you can see her here. The same with Amunet and Pelixia, right? In the after at the end of the story, and you can also see the Jomas that you grow. Wait, no, this isn't it. Hold up. And you can also see the Jomas from the event story, from the last patch events. They should be here. Yeah, you can also see them here. They are also here, right? So if you did the event and you completed the whole thing, you can see you can meet your Jomas here. I don't know why they have like called them Uranus, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, they're called Uranus, right? But yeah, you can see the Jomas here, right? If you did the event, which is like a nice touch, right? So that if you I guess take part of the events, there is kind of like effect, you know, reflected here, right? I think the same thing goes for the seals, maybe? I'm not sure. I haven't checked or seen the seals, right? So I'm assuming maybe you can't see the seals. Maybe. So yeah. So I guess that's extra stuff from the event, which once you complete 3.7, you can actually see them here too. Oh yeah, you can't see the seals right here, right? Because they're literally kind of like chilling here, which is like nice, right? It's like nice extra bits. And I guess here the ma'am, if you do the restaurant event, they're here too, right? The Dolly Man and Mifa Ma'am, yeah, for the restaurant stuff, yeah. And I think that should be it in terms of, let's say, events, things that you can see here. But okay, so, and I guess you can also find the chimeras here and there, because I remember seeing the chimeras somewhere. Yeah, I think when like they move around, the chimeras like show up around here. But yeah, okay. So that's like just, the event stuff. So I guess we don't have to talk about this, I guess, tomorrow or this now. So 3.4, no, 3.3, sorry. Uh 3.3 literally is, well, I would say, how yesterday I said 3.2 is where the story like starts to pick up, right? Like it gets starts to get even more interesting, and things you can feel things are moving more, right? Since at the end of 3.2, there's stuff about you know we go +3 in crisis in trials completed, and also Hertz gets more involved in the main story, and we start learning that the Lord Ravager is an Amphoreus, right? So we start to learn like more and more things that are connecting it more to, let's say, the outside of how it's connected to the rest of the cosmos, as not just in Amphoreus, right? And 3.3, literally, I guess, hold up, let me bring it up. Let me bring this up. Since I'm gonna freaking need this for, let's say, reference. Where is 3.3? And that's 3.2. That's Junction. Oh, here it is. Uh, 3.3. Okay. Let me get to here. Right. Okay. 3 flames to go. At this point, is it 3 flames to go? No, it's 2 flames to go by the start of 3.3. Because you can see here, all of the others are like already completed, right? Because even Oryx, what's Oryx? And if I recall, Oryx is this one, right? I think that's Oryx. Is it this one or this one? No, it's this one, right? Like it's already complete. This is at the start of 3.3, right? Yeah, this is at the start of 3.3, and there's only two left to go. So it's Aquila and Kefle for from the start of 3.3. So we know that okay, we're like kind of like close to the Amphoreus. Well, we're close to the Aeronova, right? So it feels like it kind of gave me the feeling that okay, we've kind of like sped run Amphoreus. It felt like, right? Because like I said at the start, right? I initially thought that we were gonna go okay, one Titan per one patch, another Titan another patch, and so on, right? But no, by 3.3 we were already just two off, right? So you know, hey, we sped run it, right? So 3.3 essentially starts with us giving away the basically coming to notice that okay, we're like only missing a bit more, right? We're like almost there, right? We're almost at the end of the journey, right? And Cypher wants to talk to us, and then we kind of like see Flame Reaver in Stixia, right? Because Cypher causes Stixia, but then instead of Cypher showing up, we see the Flame Reaver, right? Which I guess if you didn't see the 3.3 PV, um, it'll be like, huh? I thought you were dead. But obviously, if you see the 3.3 PV, you know that Flame Reaver is not dead, right? So anyone who didn't watch it is like, huh? Right? It can kind of act like, say, it can kind of act as, let's say, foreshadowing, right, for later on, right? Because without the PV, you think that Flame Reaver was actually dead. So yeah, so it's like it's kind of neat, right? It would have. I feel like this would have been better if in the 3.3 PV in the trailer for 3.3 they didn't show Flame Reaver, but I felt like they had to, right? Because Flame Reaver is important for, let's say, a subplot during 3.3, right? Which we'll talk about in a sec. But instead of it being, the actual Flame Reaver, it's actually Cypher, right? Cypher who kind of came as Flame Reaver in disguise, right? And this, in a sense, is to kind of give you a more of an explanation in Cypher's power, right? We went over it yesterday, but it's to show that the way Cypher's power works is that if you believe in something, right, or if you make someone believe something, then that thing will act as if it's real, right? The same way how they thought the Flame Reaver was actually there. So, the illusion of the Flame Reaver stayed, right? Even though it was obviously it's not here, right? Which, takes is important in 3.3, but in like a bit after, right? So yeah, it's just Cypher talking to us, right? And then, Cypher tells us what the prophecy she got when she became the demigod of trickery. Oh, I guess sorry, not crisis of trickery. I guess it's also something I didn't mention, right? Whenever a crisis becomes when someone becomes a crisis right, they get a prophecy, and the prophecy is essentially tells them of how they will end up dying, right? It's usually, let's say, very vague. And for Cypher is you shall walk with greed and die over petty change, which is like it doesn't really tell you much, right? But it kind of like sets things up, right? Because if I remember, Chibi's one was she will split into 1,000 pieces and die in foreign soil. Aglaya's one was that she'll be buried in gold. She'll be buried in gold. I think Midas one was that he'll be stabbed. in the back or something, right? I can't remember like each of them, right? Because they come out briefly. Because the only ones that, let's say, are prominent are Aglaia, Cypherus, Chivis. Those are the three other which are the most prominent ones, right? Because I don't think the other ones are really, let's say, not. I don't think they're either taught or they don't get mentioned too much, right? But yeah, we essentially learn Cyphers is basically our prophecy. And then we shift to Dan Hunk, who goes back to where the cart was, where they crash landed, right? And obviously they couldn't take the cart with them because how are they going to carry the freaking car with them, right? It's like way too heavy and it's broken, right? So Dan Hunk's here to basically check it out, right? And this fucker Ligus basically appears, right? And essentially tells Dan Hunk that he will help Dan Hung and the Trailblazer. He will help them by fixing the card for them if they promise to not further get involved in the Flame Chase journey. That if they agree to not get involved anymore and then just leave, he will fix the car for them. And I'm pretty sure the moment he said this, I was like, hold up. The fuck are you saying, right? I think I kind of forgot that he met Herta. Actually, no, I don't think I forgot that he met Herta. I think I just didn't put two and two together, right? But obviously, it makes him even no. Sorry. It's not no. Sorry, it's not that I forgot, but it's in the from the viewpoint of, let's say, Dan Hang. From the viewpoint of Dan Hang, him saying that he will fix the card for him and help him, and if he leaves, is obviously insanely suspicious, right? Because the technology, to fix the card is obviously would be, something that Amphoreus would have never seen, right? Even though Amphoreus, like, let's say some of the tech in Amphoreus is very, let's say, similar to what the rest of the cosmos has, it still wouldn't let, let's say, Ligus fix it, right? But the fact that he's so confidently says that he will fix it should be like red red signs for Dan Hung that, okay, we can't trust this robot, this clanker, right? He should be anti-clanker from this point onwards, right? And obviously, Dan Hung says, nah, we good, right? And when he says this, right, these people in this, let's say, gimp outfits show up, and essentially it's kind of like, okay, he's surrounded, Dan Hung's surrounded, so he's not really gonna have too much of a choice, right? And we essentially find out that these guys are part of the cleaners. And did I mention? No, I'm pretty sure I mentioned the cleaners when I mentioned kindness, right? But they're essentially part of a, let's say, secretive group which, work with the Council of Elders, to get rid of problems that the Council of Elders are dealing with, right? So they are a group which have also, dealt with the crisis as in the past, right? But yeah, they essentially are with kindness, and essentially it's kind of showing that, okay, kindness wasn't joking about when she said last time that she's gonna get her revenge, right? So you can see that kindness is actually being active, and that plot point is actually coming to the forefront now. But just because they're surrounded Dan Hung, it doesn't mean they're gonna are capable of killing Dan Hung, right? Because if Dan Hung really wanted to, he can just switch on dragon mode and blast them, right? He can go into his Moses mode and blast them. So it's like he's kind of chilling, but it's essentially showing that okay, they're like becoming active, and obviously, it's also showing that Ligus is not as neutral as he is made out to believe to them, right? Obviously, us as the viewer, we know, right? Because he interacts with Herta and stuff, right? But it also at the same time, tells us that he's not really looking out for the benefit of Amphoreus, right? Because we're also kind of made to think that, okay, he's kind of like a good guy, right? Because he stopped Herta from opening up Amphoreus and, letting out the Lord Ravager. He clearly has another goal in mind, right? Obviously, at this time, we don't know yet, but, that's going to come in. And at the same time, while at the same time, Biden is, training, to, improve himself, right, by doing basically kind of like mental imagery, mental basically training, right? Mental simulations of him fighting the Flame Chaser, right? Flame Reaver, sorry. And he's also um, requested for Kotonas, the chief blacksmith, to forge a sword for him, right? Because his previous sword has sustained too much damage, unbroken, so he needs a new weapon, right? Uh, and that's also like one of the important things, right? Because before 3.3, the sword that Biden was using was just like a basic, great sword. Because if I go to so if I go to the cutscene for 3.2, no, not 3.2, from 3.1, where is it? I swear they post the cutscenes here. Didn't they used to post the cutscenes from stuff here? Okay, if not, I swear I've seen like the cutscenes. Okay, give me a sec. Let me find the 3. Not 3.2, 3.1. Because that's the other time you see his swords. Is it this one? Is this where the cutscene plays? I think it is. Hold up. No, it's not this one. It's this one. Because you can see like the sword he had beforehand, right? Where's the cutscene? God damn it! It's like around here, right? Or was it earlier? Yeah, you can see here, right? When he fights the Flame Reaver, the sword that Finance using at this point, it's basically like a generic greatsword, right? It doesn't look like the sword he had before the fights. Yeah, you can see it's basically a generic greatsword. It doesn't have. It's not the same sword he used before. It's not like he repaired his swords. He basically has like a new sword. At this, it's basically a different sword, right? So there wasn't too many connections to Flame Reaver, which we later on make, right? But it's from 3.3 onwards is where, okay, you can kind of start seeing more of the connections between Flame Reaver and Finan, right? But we'll go into that a bit after, right? But essentially, Finan's like training, and I think this is. Oh, I think this was the what's it called again? Yeah, this is where there's the Menastia Cersei's Yuri stuff that I mentioned the other day. Like, this is where you see like the excerpt about them, which is like interesting. But essentially, what happens here is that similar to how Dan Hung got surrounded by the cleaners, uh, Finan and Finan the Trailblazer also get surrounded by the cleaners, right? So it's, kind of like even showing more that okay, they actually are becoming active. That the moment with Dan Hung, it wasn't just a one-off, right? They're actually, moving out. And we kind of get told that the reason why they're here is basically to store them, right? So that they make sure they don't get to Okima, right? To keep them away from Okima while they do something in Okima. And so that's essentially what's happening with them. And with, I guess, Hyacinth, we've met Hyacinth in a, in a few occasions. She obviously showed up in 3.2. Was it 3.2? Yeah, 3.2. When before we went to the Grove of Epiphany, and also in like some of the events, right? Because she was more or less active in the events. Same with Cypher, but we don't really know too much about her character, right? We just know, we've interacted with her, we have an idea of how she is, but we don't know too much of her past, right? Obviously, we've learned like bit by bit that okay, she's related to the people who worshipped Aquila, and that's kind of it, right? And here's like we start learning a bit more about them, right? Of like what's kind of like what she wants, and of how, let's say, her relation to Celios, right? And we kind of here find out about Celios. I mean, technically, you find out about Celios in 3.2 because that's when the new set was released, right? And in the blurb of the new set is her set, right? But you essentially find out the connection that Celios was a great warrior of the a great warrior is that belongs to the same clan that Hyacinth belongs to, and that this warrior challenged Aquila and was the first crisis to actually take down a Titan, right? Because she actually struck down the Eye of Twilight, right? And so essentially, she's kind of like a revered, character or revered person to the Skyfolk, which Hyacinth is a part of, right? And essentially, we're learning, more about how Hyacinth basically also reveres Celios, right? And that specifically, her clan wants to fulfill a promise to Celios of how to return to the sky, and I I believe it was like interact or meet Aquila, right? To essentially fulfill that promise, right? Because her clan all worship Celios, right, for what she did, and you know then while these two are talking, because Karatortos comes, to basically talk to them again, right, and kind of just warn them that just because they won the vote with the crisis, they won the vote, that don't relax too much, right? Because it doesn't mean that the threat's gone, right? And a second later, they get a notice that okay, the threat's clearly not gone, because we're told that Aglaya is dead, right? That Aglaya is dead, and then we see the scene where Canis essentially confronts Aglaya, right? And essentially kind of forces Aglaya to basically die, right? Because even though, let's say, Aglaya knows that she can probably take out Canis, and the rest can probably take out Canis, it would also endanger the others, right? But at the same time, Aglaya also knows that her time is almost up, right? Because the issue that Aglaya got after she became the demigod of romance is that she over time started losing her emotions and herself, right? Well, not herself, but her emotions, right? So before that point, Aglaya most likely understood that at this point is probably a good time for her to, step off the stage. And also, I guess, understood that this would also be, let's say, like a good opportunity for the rest of the crises to essentially, not get their shit together, but get their shit together, right? She has to, like, say, as a motivation, right? And so, yeah, it ends with Aglaya's death, right? So Aglaya dies. Aglaya, and this is the moment where Aglaya dies. It does kind of suck the way Aglaya went out, if I'm being honest, right? Because I thought she would get, like, let's say, more not to use not to be cringe and say epic death, right? But I thought, let's say, she would get a more heroic death, if that means, right? If that makes sense. But I also understand why she got that kind of, let's say, send off, right? But yeah, Aglaya dies, and at the same time, we get a flashback to Cypher. So when Cypher met Aglaya, so literally 1,000 years ago, right? And Aglaya met Cypher when Aglaya was still just a seamstress, and Cypher was just like a pissy thief, right? Cypher stole stuff and came and sold it to Aglaya, right? And I believe at this point they've already, let's say, been acquainted for some time. Well, they've had, let's say, interactions with each other, right? And I think at this point it's before Cypher becomes a Crisis Heir, because she doesn't have the golden blood yet. But this is, yeah, because this is also when Aglaya, I guess, kind of like shows I guess a liking towards Cypher, because she also gives her shoes, right, which she still wears now, right? But kind of goes to show how, I guess, how much Cypher cares for Aglaya, because she still has his shoes even after 1,000 years, right? And they kind of talk about how the legend of Zygers, of how what type of Titan Zygers was, right? And yeah, so essentially, kind of, let's say, now we're seeing more about Cypher and I guess Bartholos, and I'm pretty sure here's they start giving you, let's say, clues about, let's say, who Bartholos may be. I think they do give you clues here, right? Of who Bartholos may be, of Bartholos' real identity, which I guess is his that Bartholos isn't just, let's say, like a spirit thief, like a normal spirit. That Bartholos is actually Zygros, the previous Titan of Trickery, right? That when Zygros gave Cypher his core flame, he kind of played a trick so that he would survive and he wouldn't die. But to do that, essentially they had to more or less give up everything and live on as a spirit. Hence why Bartholos is a spirit, right? And I guess technically he found this out next patch, but the reason why Zygers did this is because he just wanted to essentially hang out with Cypher, right? And go patrol it, well, perusing around with Cypher. That's literally the main reason why he did this. And so, since Styxia isn't, let's say, surrounded by death anymore, or let's say cursed with death anymore, and the spirits are kind of gone, Cypher is using this opportunity to look around Styxia and see, maybe there's like a treasure or two here, right, that she can get, right? And while she does this, she essentially kind of like encounters. While she does this, she's talking to uh Bartholos. At certain moments, Bartholos kind of like responds weirdly, right? They kind of like say things that are random, right? And eventually, Safi figures out that the reason why Bartholos was like this and was kind of like inconsistent at times was because Bartholos kind of got tagged by Aglaya, meaning that Aglaya was essentially kind of like eavesdropping, but not really. But essentially, it's kind of like Aglaya's send off to Cypher, right? Because Aglaya has died, and essentially telling her that she will be going, right? But also kind of like asks Cypher if she'll continue to help carry on the success of the Flameshift journey, right? basically further involving her in the main story, right? And Cypher kind of goes like, no, but sure, right? It's kind of like, kind of gives like a wishy-washy answer, but there's a reason why she does that, right? There's a reason why she kind of goes like does a wishy-washy. All right, I guess here's where this revealed, right? Yeah, I guess this no, yeah, I guess this is where it's revealed that Bartholos is Zygorus. Sorry, because she literally says it that calls him Zygorus, right? So I guess you're giving hints, and then it's outright told you. So it's just not in 3.4. It's actually in 3.3. Who? Zygorus is was the Titan of trickery, right? And here's where Cypher confirms that um, Bartholos is actually Zygorus, right? Yeah. So it is a confirmation. And then I guess we see a bit more into the past between Folithaglia and Cypher. And this is like after Cypher has become the crisis heir of trickery, right? After she's gotten it, right? And I guess it's kind of like Cypher questioning whether she should be a crisis heir, right? Because I guess she had the idea that every crisis heir should be like a brave knight or a brave soldier, someone who's gonna fight in the forefront, right? So she's like questioning things, right? And Aglaya essentially kind of gives her like reassurance that kind of like that she deserves to be a crisis heir, right? And essentially they talk a bit more, and I guess Aglaya kind of offhandedly tells Cypher about what the most rarest jewel would be, right? And tells her that the well, without knowing what would happen later on, that the rarest jewel is probably the one that's kept by the essentially the priest, the pope of the of Amphoreus, right? That it's kept by him, right? And that there's only one copy, and essentially that, right? So it kind of tells her like, okay, since Cypher's a thief, and now she's a demigod, she's gonna try and take that, right? Take that seal it, right? And I guess this is more provocation with Dan Hang with them, right? But that we know how that's gonna turn out. But before that develops any further, got Katodi, then Katonis, Karatos like appears and bags Dan Hang up and informs him about what's happening in Okima, right? And kind of gets him, okay, come back to Okima. Aglaya is dead. Shit's happening, right? And now they're also informed about Aglaya is dead, right? And that shit's happening. So it's also kind of unfortunate that everyone was out of the city when, they attacked Aglaya. But what can you do? What can you do about it, right? And with the last of her powers, right? What Aglaya did was, send one of the beetles to Cypher to tell her, to stick with the claim chase journey and to help the others. And the other thing was she sent a message to Cartooners, right? If they could build or create this bracelet with the rest of her power, right? And give it to Finan as, let's say, as a send-off piece, right? And yeah, that's essentially what happens here, right? And this is like the bracelet, yeah, to condense her power into this bracelet. To maybe act as, maybe they can use it later on, right? Because this bracelet has a portion of her power, so maybe it will come in handy at some point in like 3 or 4 hours, maybe. But yeah, so Aglaya is gone, and then everyone's like questioning, did Aglaya actually die? What happened? Like, what on earth is happening, right? And essentially it's kind of confirmed that the cleaners are the ones who killed Aglaya, and I assume confirms that Aglaya is indeed dead, right? Because she's the one that looked at Aglaya, checked that if she was actually dead, if she was fine, if there was anything they could do for her. But yeah, she declared Aglaya that Aglaya was actually dead, right? And so, yeah, Aglaya is dead. But just because Aglaya died, it doesn't mean that they can stop, right? And Chibi and Chuan essentially tell Finan that Aglaya, who was the leader of the Flame Chase journey, has passed, but that someone must basically take over her role, right? Act as the role of a leader that she did, right? And both Chibi and Jian essentially say that Finan is the one who should take on that role, right? That he's the one that was taught by Aglaya, and that he's the one that's most suitable to take on that role, right? And so essentially, yeah, Finan kind of gets a promotion. It goes from a mere, essentially, grunt soldier. I mean, he wasn't one, but to the leader, right? So now he's the one who's spearheading, you know, the protection of Okima. He's spearheading the attacks on Aquila. So yeah, he's basically in charge. So it's like, yeah. And I guess we've kind of like, let's say, learned a slightly bit more about Aglaya, right? In how, I guess, not really will, but kind of act like a will, right? And we kind of like understand that she, I guess, as is shown here, right, that she underestimated kindness. That even though she knew that kindness and the cleanness, had, let's say, dealt with crises as in the past, she didn't think, that she would also that kindness would catch up to her, right? But yeah, and essentially, kind of like hoping that basically wishes them well, right? And this is where I guess this is where I guess Aglaya also wrote that Finan is the one who should take charge, right? Because he's when she also tells him that he is the one that will uphold Kefle and become the world bearing, world bearing crisis there, right? So we kind of know now. Obviously, before this, we know already as the viewer, but I guess Final now knows like who he is meant to, I guess, succeed, right? He succeeds Kefle, meaning so Hyacinth has to succeed Aquila, right? Just no. I'm pretty sure like since 3.0, that obviously Final is gonna take the world bearing, right? Like, yeah, it was kind of like obvious, right? And I guess if you didn't catch on by the start of 3.1, you would have caught on, right? Since Final failed the strife trial, right? So who else is he gonna overtake? Or let's say inherit, right? So yeah, so I guess Final is now aware of what he needs to do, and I guess we could get like a. I guess this is where Cotonus gives Finan the bracelet from Aglio, and I think he also gives him his weapon. Yeah, he gives him his weapon. And now this is actually no, because the way HSR do it, they do drip marketing of the next patch a few days before the current patch releases, right? So we already knew what his weapon looked like because we already saw um his splash art. But I guess if no one didn't see the splash art, people could start making connections between Finan and the Flame Reaver, right? Because if you look at Finan's weapon, the Dawn Maker, it looks like that, right? But then when you look at Flame Reaver, you can look at his weapon. It's it very much looks like Finan's weapon, right? You look at his swords. No, there's like, no. You can see it, right? Because I'm pretty sure I think I put it up here. No. It's when we looked at the ship marketing is when I did. But yeah, it's like it kind of like gives you more assurance that okay, finding this Flame Reaver, right? But yeah, so Fido gets his weapon, he gets a bracelet, and he makes a speech to Okima that even though Aglaya has passed away, he's the one who's going to succeed Aglaya and, carry the will of Okima onwards, right? And fight for Amphoreus in the Crisis era. And then we get this like cool CG, right? Which essentially is kind of like finding, I guess, not coming to terms, but yeah, I guess in a way coming to terms of what he needs to do, what his role is, right? And essentially kind of like further developing his character, right? Which is like nice, which was the nice thing about 3.3, right? Because it further developed Finan as a character, and we got to see more about who he is, right? Because since 3.0, we've seen bits, like small bits about Finan, and understood him more as a character, right? And we came to understand that okay, that he's clearly, let's say, the main character of Amphoreus, right? But he is flawed in the way that he's not in the main character role just yet, if that makes sense. But this is like where we start to see, okay, he's actually now, you know, coming to fill in those shoes as a leader, right? Which is like, it was a nice thing, right? And then this is there was the surprise, right? Where he sees the small part with Cyrene, right? Because before this point, um, we only saw like small bits of Cyrene, right? We didn't see like large sections. And then, with Cyrene says you did become the deliverer of the story, right? Which the title deliverer is also like a callback to Kevin himself, right? Because Kevin was also the deliverer in Impact Third, and also he's signaling this the deliverer, right? So it's like cool callback, nice sweet callbacks, right? So yeah, that's happens. And I guess this is basically more with Siphon Aglaya, right? Yeah, just a bit more with Siphon Aglaya. And I guess yeah, I guess her Siphon base is essentially kind of the same with Finan, right? She's no longer, let's say, as unsure of her being a crisis heir, right? Which then leads on to something that matters at the end of this chapter. Yeah, there's this chapter where essentially Finan asks Cypher to help, right? To and essentially tells Cypher that him, um, Dan Hunk, Triby, Hyacin are gonna go to fend off and try and defeat Aquila. And in the meantime, if Cypher can protect the Kaflei's core flame, right? All right, literally. Okay, I forgot to mention this. But at the start of the this chapter, I don't know why I forgot to mention this, but we find out that Flame Reaver actually isn't dead. Oh, that's the thing that Cypher said at the start. Okay, my bad. I just remembered. Like one of the reasons why Cypher even came here is because she basically came to inform us that Flame Reaver actually isn't dead. That she spotted Flame Reaver like at the borders of Okima, looking into Okima. Right, he hasn't like let's say moved in, but clearly, you know, it may be that Flame Reaver's planning something, right? And that's why Finan asked that to ask Cypher to protect the core flame from the Flame Reaver, right? In case Flame Reaver decides to do something, right, while they're gone, right? So yeah, because literally that Flame Reaver's power, yeah, yeah. So that's what you know is happening here. I guess yeah, that's what happens there. So essentially, so far, Aglaya is dead. We know more about Aglaya and Cypher's past. Uh, we know that Flame Reaver actually isn't dead. We have a better understanding of them. You can't kill the weekly boss. What weekly boss? Well, which weekly boss? Aquila? Oh no, the Iron Tomb boss, right? Because I added Iron Tomb as a weekly boss now. I mean, I haven't done it yet, right? I've highly, but the character must from missions. Oh, in CZN. Just do a lower difficulty version of the fight. If you can't do the highest difficulty you can, just do a lower one, right? Or you can, wait until I guess Sunday and try and progress your account until then, right? And then try and kill them, right? But if you can't straight out kill them, just fight a lower difficulty version. Even though if you get less mats, you still get the mats, right? So yeah. And I guess now, since all that's happened, I guess we have to lead on to where, I guess, lead on to how the hell are we getting to Aquila, right? Who's all in the sky. And I guess Hyacinth told us that the people of the sky people, the part of the clan that she's a part of, that there's a ritual that when they want to fulfill the promise to Celios, that they complete this ritual, which will then open up the rainbow roads that will lead them to Aquila's abode, right, to the sky. And so I guess we learn more about Hyacinth right here, right? Because she has to complete the ritual, which for her to complete the ritual, she has to essentially kind of like get permission from her ancestors, right? So we see Hyacinth talk to her ancestors essentially, right? And I guess we also learn what motivates Hyacinth, right? Like why, let's say, is she motivated to complete the crisis journey, the flame chase journey? That some people, let's say, are maybe motivated for glory. Some people may be motivated, for survival. But we learned that Hyacinth isn't like the rest, right? That the reason why she wants to be in this journey is because she wants it. She wants people that, let's say, don't play major roles, right? She essentially wants it so that essentially like the nobodies aren't forgotten. Do we know she chases flames? Yeah, we know this because we already know that she's a uh Crassus heir and that she has a connection to the Aquila, right? So she is, I guess, after the Aquila's flame rights. And yeah, so she basically doesn't want those who are the footnotes to be forgotten, right? So essentially, kind of think of it like how when you learn in history, right? You like learn of like the major generals, right? You never, let's say, really learn about, let's say, the soldiers' names, right? You just learn, okay, the battalion XXX like did this, right? But you never know like the soldiers who were in that battalion. What Heisen basically wants is so that the names of those are also recorded, right? If that makes sense. So she's very, let's say, I guess wholesome. I mean, Heisen is wholesome, right? Um, yeah, and I guess what she's doing this while she's with Dunhung, right? Because she's talking to Dunhung, right? Yeah, yeah. So she's, goes around and completes the core flame. She completes the ritual to activate and open up the rainbow road, the rainbow bridge. And I guess here's where we see, I guess, Danhung's progress, right? Of, how I said that Danhung was learning from Hyson, I guess, of how to, let's say, use the power of Fagosa to open up portals, right? And we can see here that Danhung manages to do that, right? He manages to. He's progressed enough that he can open a portal to the Vortex of Genesis. And this allows him to send Hyson there, right? And I guess. Yeah, I guess we see Chibi and Cypher talk, and I guess we find out that Cypher's is going to leave, and we don't know why, right? Considering Bannon asked her to protect the core flame, right? So I mean, maybe that comes up later. But Janus was a portal to the Titan. Yeah, Janus is like uh, the passage Titan. Fagosa is basically kind of like moving from one body of water to another, right? But also at this point in time, we don't know where the technically at this point in time we don't know where the vortex of Genesis is, right? It's only until later that we find out that the vortex of Genesis is actually at the depths of Styxia, which is where Fagosa, which was Fagosa's domain, right? Which is why this can work, right? Where did he find Fagosa? Oh no, he didn't find Fagosa. You know how the priests of Oryx used the priestess prayer, Oryx's prayer, to basically rewind time to fix stuff? It's basically the same thing. It's the priest of Fagosa using the priest's prayer to make this portal and, to like move from one place to another. No, okay. This is literally in 3.0, right? When you first learn how to reverse time, with Chibi tells the Trailblazer and Dan Hung about Oryx's prayer. That if you're, let's say, if you have an affinity towards Oryx and you recite this prayer, you can use a bit of Oryx's power to basically rewind an item's time. And yeah, and for Dan Hung's case, since he's very much, let's say, connected towards us, since he's a Vidyaraha, and since he's also is the sign of a sign of permanence, he's able to he has some affinity to water, which then is like understandable if he has an affinity to Fagosa, right? So like it makes sense of why Dan Hung is able to do this, right? But essentially, yeah, and that's what happened, and yeah, so Cypher's like essentially gonna go, right? We don't know where, but yeah. But essentially, also Cypher at the same time, finds out that okay, we're gonna go towards Aquila, right? So she had to get moving for some reason, right? And I guess the reason why I guess Cypher's here is because she tries to, let's say, um, I guess the last part of the ritual, right? To complete the ritual to open up the um, Rainbow Road towards Aquila. And it seems like this person is aware of the mountain dweller Geoclus and Hycelins, right? So they're very, very, very old, right? And essentially, Hycin basically is ready, right, to open the roads. And she ends up going to go open the roads. And I guess we learn a bit more about Celios here, right? about how Celios was with two. Um, I guess Celios had like two kind of like pets. Well, not pets, but two partners, right? Helios, Helios and Lunabis, if I recall, that's the name. And with the help of these two, they managed to fight Aquila, right? I like Extra. Extra's doesn't really matter. I think Extra shows up when you do the Hycelins and the Cerija story, but it doesn't. He doesn't really matter, right? Who's Celios? Celios is the basically the one who became the Crisis of Sky of the previous era, right? The one who ended up becoming Aquila afterwards, right? Or the one who's Aquila in the current at the current time, right? So we essentially end up learning about the Celius's conquest against Aquila, of how she fought Aquila, and yeah, so the good stuff. And essentially, the we hear the prophecy, or I guess the yeah, kind of like the prophecy which Celius gave to her descendants, which is that my descendants will be blessed and cross the rainbow bridge back to the sky. At the end of the prophecy of Genesis, they will reclaim the core flame from my hands. So essentially, that's what Hyacinth wants to complete. She wants to complete this prophecy that Celios gave to her clan, right? To return to the sky and, get the core flame from her, right? So everything seems to be going smoothly. Like, there's no surprises. Like, everything's hunky dory, if that makes sense. Give me a sec, chat. Let me check something quickly. Yeah. Oh, okay, that doesn't matter. Um, okay. What the fuck? Her job is easy. Whose job? Who? Hyacinth's job? Uh, I mean, so far, you can argue maybe. I mean, yeah, so far, like everything is going kind of like, let's say, smooth, right? Because she's completed a ritual, she's gonna activate the Rainbow Bridge, so yeah, it doesn't look like there's too many issues just yet, right? What is this? But I guess that kind of makes sense since the Flame Reaver's not doing anything right now. The cleaners already acted, right? But since they've already acted, they have like it's very unlikely that they can do anything else, right? So there's not really too many things in the way right now. And so I guess a few days or I think a week passes, right? And we meet Finan, and essentially we can see Finan is, already, acting as a leader, right? He's like giving people's direction of what they should do. And I guess this comes to play later, right? Where he's talking to Menocene, right? Who is being entrusted by Finan to complete a task, right? Obviously, we don't know what this is yet, but we'll kind of like find out in a bit. And essentially, everyone's gathering, and yeah, everyone's gathering together, and we're gonna form the Rainbow Bridge. We formed the Rainbow Bridge. Hyacinth forms the Rainbow Bridge. So now we have a form of pathway to Aquila, right? We don't have to fear, building like a plane and then getting struck down by Aquila. We're heading towards to Aquila in a legit way. And I guess this can also be seen as a reference to in Norse mythology, the what's it called? The Rainbow Bridge in Norse mythology. Oh my god, what's it called now? Oh my god, the Bifrost. Yeah, like you can see, like this is like a reference to the Bifrost in Norse mythology, right? Which kind of shows that Amphoreus uses is not just Greek. It kind of uses like takes inspiration from different mythologies, right? Which is like it's like a nice detail, right, for people who notice. Is Avengers 2 true? It's all about the Avengers and Marvel. Bad chest. Oy. I mean, I feel like the Avengers after Endgame, it's kind of like, bad chest. Okay. Okay. Um. So yeah, we're in I guess in the city of Aquila. Well, not the city of Aquila, but we're in the city of the sky, and you know we have the way to move forward. But what we kind of like realize is that or what we kind of learned is that the people of the sky. Wait, one sec. What teammates we do have left? Well, we have the teammates that are in the sky. So we have Danhang, Oz, Finan, and Hyson. Those are the ones who we have left in the sky. The ones that are underground are Chibi, Chinon, and Cypher. Yeah, that's everyone left. Uh, all of the other crises are. Oh, I guess also My Day. But My Day is kind of like stuck in Classroom Criminals, right? Because he's fending off the Black Tides at Classroom Criminals. So, yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. 7 if you count Chibi and Trian as, one. But yeah. But 7 should be enough to finish the story, right? Surely. Oh, I guess technically 9 if you count Castorius, right? But Castorius is kind of stuck in the underworld right now, so yeah. And I guess from this point onwards, we I guess learn more about the history of Hyson. Well, not Hyson, but the people, Hyson's people, right? Of how the reason why they left, this place was because in the past the Sky folks had like two tribes, the Sun folk and the Rain folk, and they kind of had like different beliefs, right? And like an argument between the two resulted in them leaving this place, right? Give me a sec, chats. But yeah, and yeah, and I guess this comes into I guess the importance of the Sun folk and the Rain folk. I guess happens in let's say we learn in a bit, right? And I guess I guess the at this point what we believe is that Celios I guess dealt with the Celios was the one that managed to solve the problem between the Sun folk and the Rain folk, right? So yeah, Celios is like a very good hero. Like, hooray, Celios! Uh, like, praise Celios, our savior. Surely they're just a hero and didn't go mad and kill everyone. Surely not, right? Clueless. But yeah, so we go into uh like we go further in and we kind of like realize that this place is kind of high tech, but also where the hell is everyone else, right? Because we kind of like maybe expected like maybe we see like one or two people here, right? Maybe, maybe, right? Because surely not everyone left this place, right? And as we, go forward a bit, right? We start learning more about the past, right? We start learning about the past with the rainfolk and the skyfolk, right? And we kind of end up learning that um, Aquila in the past only, let's say, um, was basically radiant. And I guess the belief, or let's say the questioning of Aquila, is what divided the people. But because Aquila just, let's say, was kind of like doing only one thing, only was, I guess, sorry, let me repeat this. Aquila was kind of like, it kind of seemed like Aquila was favoring one side, that being the Sunfolk in this case. Um, there was like mass discrimination. Yeah, there was like literally mass discrimination from the two large tribes, right? So like the Sunfolk literally just discriminated against the Rainfolk, right? So it's like kind of like it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in the sky, right? As people thought, right? So yeah, it wasn't all good, right? And yeah, as we go on, we kind of learn more and more about this, right? About the history. What do we learn here? We do like a puzzle. Oh, and I guess we come across kind of like a visage of one of the beasts that helped Celios fight against Aquila, and we come across Lunabis, right? And we're told by Lunabis that we need to that Lunabis needs our help to, let's say, wake Helios. I think it's no Solibis up, right? Because Solibis has been corrupted, but with our help, we can awaken Solibis back, right? And so we do that. We help Lunabis, and we beat the shit out of Solibis. I think it's Solibis, but we beat the shit out of them, right? And so now Solibis and Lunabis, who are one of the partners of Celios. Okay, if the names are getting confusing, uh, the Pegasus and the Lion have awoken to help Celios. Because I know that Celios, Lunabis, Helios, like they're like very similar. So basically, our, our partners have awoken, right? And it seems like they know that Celios is Aquila, but also they don't seem to remember everything so far right now, right? And I guess what Hyacin kind of tells them is that what she knows about Celios, right? That Celios shattered the sky, and but to do so, she merged with the Titan, right? She essentially became Aquila, right? So it's kind of like they, yeah, right? Yeah, essentially that's kind of what happens here, right? So we learn a bit more about kind of like what happened, but we don't know too much, right? And we learn more about the fight between Aquila and Celios. What happened here? But what we end up learning as the further we get on, right? That's is that not everything is as we think, right? Because we learned that Celios is a mix in the sense that her parents are both Sunfolk and Lunarfolk, right? I'm sorry, Sunfolk and Rainfolk. So when Celios, like as Celios was growing, she didn't really feel like she belonged anywhere, right? Because the Sunfolk rejected her, and the Rainfolk also rejected her, right? Because the Sunfolk thought that she was impure, and essentially the same with the Rainfolk, right? So she didn't really feel like she belonged anywhere. And after she, beat Aquila and proved them that okay, Titan can be fell, she thought that since the Rainfolk were being, let's say, discriminated and repressed, maybe a good thing that she can do is basically kind of like favor the Rainfolk, right? So kind of like press them up, right? But what she didn't expect from this was that once the Rainfolk, their position, I guess, improved, they basically kind of like took the frustration and essentially kind of started abusing the Sunfolk, right? So kind of like the roles reversed, right? It's not like what she thought, because she thought that okay, what if I kind of like balance them out a bit, they get better. One sec, shots. Okay, sorry. Um, what was I saying? What? What up now? One sec. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that, chat. Oh my god. Surely everything's fine now. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What was? When do we get up to? Do I ever do chaos manifestation? Remind me what chaos manifestation is. Yeah, remind me what it is, because I can't remember off the top of my head. There's more zero system. Yes, I want to say. Wait, are you level 40 already? Naturalize. Oh my god. What now? Sorry. Oh, okay, now everything should be fine. Jesus Christ. Okay, okay, it's all fine. The small zero system. Wait, how can you do the small zero system if you're not level 40? Unless I'm completely mistaken about the chaos manifestation. I don't think I. Wait, hold up. Let me quickly bring up CZN. Because you technically can't activate the zero system until level 40. Because that's like card locked. Let's see. Wait. How the fuck was I gonna do 3.3 and 3.4 today? I'm not even finished with 3.3. Oh my god, I guess I like did way more than I was meant to do today. Oh my god. Tomorrow we can do 3.3 and 3.4. Surely. Oh my lord. The hell is wrong with me? I guess technically after every technically it kind of gets longer as we go along, right? Because more things like get punched up. Earlier streams. I mean, I could have started at 6 rather than 6:30, but I don't think that would have saved me too much time if I'm being honest. Okay, you said the chaos sub zero, right? Chaos. Oh, you do chaos manifestation? Oh, right. Okay, okay. I'm stupid. Yeah, you do this. You do this. All right. Because before you can even do zero system, you do these runs to get like just think of this like the zero system, right? You do this to try and get builds for your characters. Because if you're successful, you can get basically you start to get save data, right? So you do runs to get your items and try and build your save data that you want. Without rewards at the end. You enter when you enter it, right? You entered like this, right? You don't have like let's say any buffs or anything. You just enter. Wait, hold on. I guess I should technically do this, right? You just enter, and as you do, as you progress further, think of it like a roguelike, right? Sure. I have no idea what to click, right? But as you progress, you're gonna get, let's say, more of your cards available to you. Oh, the tickets is only if you want the rewards, like if you want the XP and the materials. You can enter this without tickets, right? If you want to get better things. All right. You don't have to use the tickets if you have them. Right, but yeah, you don't need to use the tickets to enter this place. It's when you get to this, when you beat this guy, you can use the ticket to redeem the rewards. You don't get see all your character cards in your deck. Yeah, because you unlock them as you go on. So, for example, you unlock them via epiphanies, right? So, you should show up here. Okay, I have no epiphanies here. Brilliant. Can't do anything here. Do I get progression for the rewards? Yeah. You get progression. You do this for the progression, essentially. So let me just do this. Get this. That doesn't die. Brilliant. I mean, there's no point in using that, right? I mean, I guess for healing. But hey. I wish I freaking had an epiphany here. So then I could show it, but it's annoying that I didn't see anything here. But yeah, you get the credits, you go on. Just rest here, because who the fuck cares about training? So just empty runs. Yes, technically they're empty runs because you don't get rewards. But the reward of the run is the save data, because that's what you care more about, right? Because you want to get save data so you can do stuff like MOC, essentially the MOC of this game, right? Yeah, the starting cards are like the cards you start with, right? Like these are like the cards you start off with, right? And then when you see how Mika has like this light bulb, right? Yeah, you unlock the unique ones, right? Because you see how she has this light bulb. When I use this, right, she's gonna unlock one of the cards, right? So here she unlocked Deluge, right? She unlocked this card, which you can now have in your deck, which you now have to use, right? And then other characters at other points are gonna get the same thing, right? And you're gonna unlock the other cards for your other characters. And then after you unlock, yeah, same like here, right? She has one here, so she's gonna unlock something when I use this, and she unlocked energy charge. And when I do this one, she's gonna unlock another one, right? Or she gets this, which is called an epiphany, where the basic card, this, you can upgrade it to like an enhanced version, right? And it tells you here what it does, right? So you can either change it to a 1 cost, or you can make it do more damage, or you can pick something like this, which gives it like more effects, right? And if you wanted to see what what this stuff means, just hold the car, like right click and hold, sorry, left click and hold, and then you can see what exactly this means, right? And then you pick one. Now that whenever you draw that, whenever you draw a power charge, is always going to be like this new power charge, right? So that's essentially the gist of it, right? You try and get optimal decks, right? Because there's like certain effects that you want. This one's not really that good, this effect that I got here, right? So you want to, build to try and get the best one you can get. Why is the zero mode system better? Because with the zero mode system, you can essentially create like a harder run, and in harder runs, you can get better stuff, right? So you can get better items for your, like better weapons, better armor, and also harder runs tend to have like a higher save data, meaning that when you finish the run, you have a higher chance to keep what you have, right? To keep the cards that you picked out. Because if a run has a low save data chance, when you finish the run, there's a good chance that you're gonna lose out some of the buffs that you got in the run, right? That you're gonna get back some of the crap you deleted, or you lose out some of the enhanced cards you got, right? That's why the zero mode is better. Because yeah, so I can end middle run. Yeah, you can escape, right? You can escape, and certain like I guess like stages, you can find like a teleporter where you can like end a run earlier, right? But obviously you want to go towards the end, because like the whole point of the zero system is you do zero system. You can use items to get like a thing, right? To change the difficulty, right? So you see this, right? Save data value high, meaning that there's a good chance for you to keep what you got, and like it has like different effects, right? So the better stuff you get, the more, let's say, negatives of the run are, right? So more elite spots, like monsters are going to get more buffs, and like the boss area and the leads are going to have more stats too, right? So that's kind of like the offsets. Yeah. Okay, so that's for the CZ and stuff. Okay. But you don't do zero system until you're level 40, right? So get to level 40 first and then you can worry about that. Okay. So those are small, let's say, side notes. I mean, I guess it didn't help that I freaking had to answer phone calls, but that's fine. Okay, wait, let me drink some water. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I guess essentially Celios kind of realized that even if she, let's say, helped the people who were oppressed, the people were still evil, regardless, right? What position they were. So, she kind of came into the realization after she became, I guess, Aquila, I guess the demigod of the sky, that people kind of suck. So she kind of got the illusion that there's good in people, right? So you know, over time she kept becoming more cruel and cruel, right? To the point where she kind of like, yeah, she kind of like commits genocide. She felt like, maybe let me commit genocide for shits and giggles, right? So yeah, she got fed up with the people, that she kind of made it so that her aides, Lunabears and Solar Bears, kind of killed like a lot of the Sky tribes, right? And the only reason why, let's say, um, Hyacinth's tribe, let's say, lived was because she essentially begged for mercy, right? And that the only reason why Celios even, let's say, let her go was because A, she was a crisis heir, so there's some, let's say, similarity to her. But B, it's kind of like a humiliation, right? To humiliate her, right? And essentially started the lie that her tribe, that her people, and I guess Hyacinth's people, are descendants of Celios, because no, they're literally the only reason they're alive is because as to make to humiliate her, right? And I guess we've essentially found out what actually happened with Celios, right? That she went mad, that she was disillusioned by the people, which, you know, kind of understandable, right? Because the people you thought like were kind, or that she, understood the suffering, right? Once they got into position of power, they essentially did the same thing that their oppressors did to them, right? So it's like, is there hope for people, chat? I don't know. I don't think there's hope for people, right? And so, all right, we had to go around, I guess, this, let's say, Sky City to basically get Aquila to come out, right? Because Aquila was hiding in the clouds. So we had to basically get rid of the clouds, right? And so we went around turning on the machine which removed the clouds. And here in the last place, we activated, we expose Aquila, and Aquila slash Celios, and we fight Celios. Or Aquila, right? So we fight Aquila. We fight two faces of Aquila. Aquila is pissed and, tries to basically kill us by making the platform fall. And second chat, sorry. 53, then, oh wait. Yeah. By making the platform fall, so we have to kill Aquila before we get, killed. So we fight Aquila, but, we're gonna took too long. And we're about to crash land into the gold, basically lava, right? But we get protected by the bracelet with which had localized power, right? Because it activates and kind of held the platform, preventing us from falling down into the gold with Aquila, right? How did we summon him? Who? Aquila. We went around. Aquila was hiding in the clouds, right? So we essentially used kind of like a beam to get rid of the clouds, right? And that's how we essentially exposed Aquila. And yeah, the bracelet saved us. So the last of Aglaya's power was used, to protect us, right? Which was nice. So Aquila's dead. We have Aquila's core flame. So we're done. We're good. Let's get the hell out of here. All right. Yeah, we're done. We need to get the hell out of here, and we try and get the bracelet since is the last, let's say, remembrance for Aglaya, right? Since it did help us, but wait, since it did help us, right? And since we need to go back up, let's use Ornyx's power to fix the platform and send us back up. But essentially the power runs out, right? So we can't basically go back up, if that makes sense. And Aglaya's bracelet falls into the golden lava, and oh, 7 Aglaya now for real, because we no longer have her protection. And we believe that now, since we beat Aquila, the Dawn device has shut down, right? Because the Dawn device was given to Kefle by Aquila, right? Which was meant to protect, Okima, right? But since Aquila is dead, that can't really be, powered anymore, right? So we think that, okay, everything's going to shit, we need to get out, right? But as we trying to get out, we're kind of like, hold up, why do I hear phase 3 coming up? And shock and horror, phase 3 actually comes up. And Aquila is dead, but Aquila is dead, is not dead. Yeah. And what we find out is that since the Dawn device is now off, since Aquila died, it gave the Black Tide the opportunity to essentially uh, take over Aquila's body, right? So yeah, phase 3, bitches. And so we fight Aquila for second time in phase 3. And this is where we get this from the Hyacinth fight. Does it show here? Yeah, here. I think it's here. Where is it? Yeah, this is where we get it right. We get the Hyacinth moment with Poi Poi against Aquila, which was like a really, really nice bit. Yeah, like when the song happens, it's like, whoo, because Poi Poi is a really good song. I I think I need to hear the a Siren song a bit more because I mean I still only heard it once, right? But I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it more than Poi Poi because Poi Poi is like it hits, right? But yeah, it's yeah, this is where the moment happens. Yeah, it's ooh, I was like surprised when this song hit. By the way, wait, hold up. Do I want to listen to my voice? No, we're not listening to my voice. Hell no. Yeah. Oh, and I guess the thing about Ika, although it's not said, but it's very much, let's say, suspected that Ika is kind of like the descendant of Lunabis and Celios, right? Yeah, because when Celios and Lunabis see Ika, they're like, could it be? So yeah, there's like kind of like a lineage for Ika, right? So we beat Aquila, right? So we're done. We beat it. We're good. She weighs like both of them. I mean, maybe more. And so we beat Aquila. We got the Sky Core Flame. So what else is left? All right, Cypher. So remember how I said that Cypher, to prove herself, right? She wanted to, get the rarest gem. She goes to steal it, right? Which the High Priest has, right? And so actually stealing it, she realizes, oh, the High Priest is, also dying, right? And the High Priest notices that, okay, someone's here, right? And believes that the person who's here is his disciple. I think his disciple's called Atticus, right? Yeah, his disciple Atticus, right? So, so for Cypher not to get caught, she pretends to be Atticus, right? So she mimics his voice, right? And since the priest is dying, he basically tells Atticus, well, Cypher, who's the high priest. It doesn't really matter who the high priest is, right? All that matters is that the high priest is the one who heard Kefle's last words, right? That's like the most important thing about him. And he's dying, right? And so before he dies, he's gonna tell his disciple to tell the people what Kefle's last words were, right? And essentially, uh, what the what Kefle told the high priest was that The Dawn device will protect Okima. However, the Dawn device will only last for 300 years. That after the 300 years, the Dawn device will cease to work. Cease to work, meaning that Okima will be then exposed to the black tide, right? And Cypher learns about this truth, right? That they only really have 300 years. That there's a 300 years time limit, right? I mean, I'll say it right here, right, rather than late until later, right? But since Cypher learns of this information, she continues to pretend to be Atticus, and when she goes to inform the people about Kefle Slot's message, instead of telling everyone that the Dawn device will only protect Okimo for 300 years, she instead lies and says that the Dawn device will protect Okima forever, right? And because by this time, Cypher is already the demigod of uh, trickery, she already has Zygus's core flame. She uses that power of making a lie come in, make telling people a lie, and then making them believe it is real, right? And as long as they believe that it's real, it will happen, right? Which is why, even though it's been 1,000 years since then, the Dawn device is still working, right? Because she lied to everyone, and so everyone believes that the Dawn device is actually still working, right? And that's the reason why Cypher always is never Nokima and why she leaves Nokima, right? Because the moment people find out that she's lying, specifically, Aglaya would realize that she's lying, right? That effects of her power will cease to work, right? So, she can't say Nokima to protect Okima, right? So that's the reason why Cypher leaves Okima after this. Her best friend will caught her. Yeah, essentially, right? And so, while Cypher reminisces of this, is shown that she's in 6th year and that she was attacked by the cleaners, right? And we kind of learn a bit more about the cleaners, specifically Kainos, right? We find out that Kainos has also been alive for quite a while, right? That Kainos has been alive for actually a long time as acting as a cleaner, and the way she has done this is by essentially uh kind of shifting herself into a younger body each time. Think of it like in Naruto, right? Of the way Orochimaru wanted to live forever was by shifting his soul into another body, into a younger body, after every few years, right? It's kind of the same as that. But that's essentially we learn about kindness, right? That she's actually been alive for a long time, long time. And the way she did that was, by doing that, right? And so, Sava leaves and, she sees that she's a snake too. I mean, kinda. She is kind of a snake. Yeah. So Cypher sees, oh, the Flame Reaver is after her, right? So she's protecting Okima by, having the Flame Reaver chase her, right? Since the Flame Reaver believes that Cypher has the core flames, right? So yeah, so Flame Reaver is going after Cypher, and Cypher has to evade the Flame Reaver as much as she can. The Flame Reaver is part of her prophecy. No, but it I guess kind of goes after kind of I guess he's the one that fulfills it, right? Oh yeah, this is just I guess Cypher running away from the Flame Reaver, right? And making him believe that she has both core flames, right? So she basically makes the Flame Reaver chase after her via the whole of Styxia. Yeah, so we fight the Flame Reaver. Yeah, we fight the Flame Reaver with a team full of Cypher. You wanted one cat, you can have 4 cats instead. Yeah, okay, so this is just, what I told you about how she continued to, pretend to be Yattakas and tell them that, that the Dawn device can protect them forever. And wait, where is it? Did the scene already happen? Oh, the scene's here, right? How did she break her prophecy? She didn't break her prophecy, right? Because the prophecy still happens here, right? Where while she's still running from the Flame Reaver, since the Flame Reaver keeps catching her, right, and keeps believing that as the Flame Reaver, let's say, catches up to her, she starts believing that the Flame Reaver is faster than her, right? Because Cypher believes that she's the fastest, right? But each time the Flame Reaver, catches up to her, she starts to believe that the Flame Reaver is actually faster, which is what leads to this, right? Which is why the Flame Reaver is able to get her coin, right? And she goes off, tries to go after the coin, and with her believing that the Flame Reaver is faster than her power works against her, right? So when she goes after the coin, it's her dying over petty change. And she gets caught by the Flame Reaver and gets killed by him. I don't get it. I guess I had to show it here, like in the different moments, right? But like Cypher at the start believes that, she's the fastest, right? That she can't get caught, right? That's like the whole idea that she has, right? That she's much faster than the Flame Reaver, that the Flame Reaver is not gonna catch her. But at multiple times in this section, the Flame Reaver like actually catches up to her, right? And she even says, "How do you get ahead of me?" Right? So she slowly starts to have the idea that the Flame Reaver is actually faster than her, right? Yeah, so she slowly, like, unconsciously starts to believe that the Flame Reaver is faster than her, which is what results, here, right? Like, the only reason that the Flame Reaver actually managed to catch her was because she ended up believing that the Flame Reaver was actually faster than her, right? Even though she herself didn't notice that she actually started to believe that. And then her thinking that she was still faster than Flame Reaver tried to get the coin, right, which was the petty change. But because she went after it, it fulfilled this prophecy, and she ended up getting caught and died to the Flame Reaver. And in the end, Cypher dies, and she has like, let's say, she kind of like believes that. I guess she kind of like imagines that Aglaya, like she talks to Aglaya at the end, right? As her dying thoughts. And this essentially happens at the same time, that they're with Aquila, right? Yeah, this happens at the same time that they're in the sky, and which is why the actual reason why the Dawn device shuts down is not because they beat Aquila, but instead because um you know Cypher died at the same moment, right? And so since now they know that the Dawn device is down, um basically they have to get back to Okima to protect Okima from the Black Tide and the Flame Reaver. But Hyson has to complete her trial. Well, basically give forward the complete her trial, and to do this she asks she asks Dan Hung to open basically the water portal so she can go to the Vortex of Genesis, so she can finish it, right? So she becomes a demigod of sky. Yeah, so she becomes a demigod of sky, right? Yeah, she completes it, becomes a demigod of sky. So she can basically support everyone, right? And we're now back in Okima, right? And everything's going to shit. Like the city has been invaded, you can see the Black Tide everywhere. We think that okay, we know where the Keflay's core flame is, let's go to it. We're not that far from it, right? And let's go protect it, right? Let's go get it. So we arrive here where it's meant to be protected, and we see Kindness here, right? Who's like praying to the All-Father, who still believes that, she can be saved. And what we learn is that Kindness has realized that the core flame is no longer there, right? That someone has taken the core flame. But Final knows that he left the task to Cypher, right? So he knows that the core flame is like protected, right? So we have to um get to Cypher. Oh yeah, we have to try and find Cypher and find the core flame, right? But we end up learning is that as we're running, we end up encountering the flame mirror, right? And we see, oh shit, we've been caught. The motherfucker's here now, right? So we're running, we're chasing from the Flame Reaver, even though he's not here and chasing us, but it's fine. So we keep on running, but Massacre, he's like in front of us, right? We can't really escape him, right? But we have to, try and keep going forward, right? So he attacks us, and then this cutscene plays, and we see that Mayday appears, right? Because there's no point in Mayday continuing to protect Kashim criminals if Okuma's already being invaded, right? So obviously he comes back and starts to fend off against the Flame Reaver with Castorus' help. Because even though Castorus can't really be here herself, she can still, help a bit, right? And so with the help of Chibi, with the help of Chibi, she opens the Sentry Gate, to port us away, right? So we leave Flame Reaver to Maide, Castorus, and Chibi. Well, we have to keep running because Chibi tells us that Cypher left something in the Vortex of Genesis, right? So we know where we have to go. And the only way to get to the Vortex of Genesis right now is to go into our room, right? Because that's where the portal is. Couldn't we beat him there? No, right? Because we thought we beat him in 3.1, right? When Maide literally punched him to dust, but he obviously didn't die, right? And we kind of have all the core flames now. So the better plan is to go on ahead, rush to the core Vortex of Genesis, put in Kefle's core flame, and start the Aeronova, right? Because at this point, we believe that if we start the Aeronova, we win, right? So rather than still try and beat him when we've already failed once, let's just rush to the Vortex of Genesis and complete the Aeronova, right? So yeah, so as we head forward, we see that Hyacinth is using her power to protect the people, right? She's like making these bubbles to act as a barrier against the black tide for the people. So we have to keep moving forward. Like we see some people dead. As we move forward, we see Cartonas, right, who's been injured. But since the black tide's still coming after us, Cartonas decides to stay behind, right? And fight the black tide to give us some time, right? So where did she hide Kefle's flame? Well, we don't know, right? We just know that she hit it, right? So we know that we have to keep going, right? We're essentially Finance trusting Cypher, right, to complete her side. And so as we're moving forward, we're kind of like seeing oddities in Okima, right? Because like some of the structures are becoming like digitalized, right? It's like they're becoming transparent, so like something's obviously weird, right? So we move forward, right? Because we believe that the past is like affecting the present, right? But as we move forward, we see that, oh god, the Flame Reaver's here, right? Doesn't that mean that Maide and Castorus are kind of dead, right? If he's here, right? But since, we're going to continue in the thing and delaying the Flame Reaver so that we can finish the Era Nova, Danhang decides to stay behind to hold the Flame Reaver off and even transforms to, Danhang ill and, tries to fend off the Flame Reaver, right? And gives us time as we keep rushing forward to the to where Trian is, right? So we arrive at our room, and if you remember from like a bit ago, Mencio 9, this is the god where who Finance was speaking to before, we went to Aquila, and what he instructed her was that to basically help us escape, right? Because Kefle, sorry, not Kefle, what Finan wants to do is essentially basically finish it all himself, right? Because he believes it's like unfair for us to basically suffer with them, even though for us to suffer with them when we're technically here by accident, right? When we're not really directly involved, although technically it's been over 6 months that we've been in Amphoreus now, so we kind of like are involved, but whatever, right? But essentially, yeah, so we kind of like part ways with Finan, and Finan's going forward, and he finds Trinon, who is with Zygorus, and we find out that Zygorus has Kefle's core flame. That she protected Kefle's core flame by putting it inside Zygorus, right? So she did like do her part. She managed to protect it, right? And this is also where Zygorus tells everyone of what Cypher did, right? Of how she protected Okima by telling that lie. Where are we going? Now, yeah, okay, we're going to the Vortex of Genesis. That's why Trinon is here, right? Because Trinon is the one that can open the Sentry Gate and send us to the Vortex of Genesis. So yeah, we get it. We have the core flame now, and Trinon opens the gate. Trinon opens the gate for us, and we see, my they do be dead. Yep. Like, he's actually dead, right? And you can see where he stabbed. It's like, ooh, more suspicious. How does Flame Reaver know how to actually kill Maide? Surely he didn't just stab him in the back and 10th vertebrae randomly, right? It's like, slowly gives you more and more hints if you didn't realize yet about Flame Reaver's identity, right? You see, everyone's like dying. And then we cut to Herta, right? Because she's managed to bypass Ligers and somehow managed to get into Amphoreus, right? And we see that the way she managed to do that was with Screwlim's help. So with Screwlim's help, she managed to get inside Amphoreus, even though it's just a projection, and came into the realization that the core of Amphoreus is actually a scepter, an Emperor scepter. Yeah, that is that the source of Amphoreus is the Emperor scepter. And I guess if you don't know what the Emperor scepter is, go read Simulated Universe. But essentially, the Emperor scepter is something that Rupert II made, which he was using to create the anti-organic life form equation, because the Rupert II wanted to essentially create a utopia for inorganic life, and kind of the way he wanted to achieve that was by killing anything that's organic. So yeah, and the scepters was like one of the ways which the Emperor wanted to do it, right? And after the Emperor's fall, and the trade war, Skrulin went around, basically destroying and deactivating all the scepters, right? Because essentially the scepters were like massive intergalactic supercomputers. So we can't really just leave them about, right? So Skrillin was like basically got rid of most of them, and this scepter was basically one that survived, right? And yeah, so we learn more about the truth of Amphoreus, and then we go here to where it's kind of weird, right? Because this is obviously Finan, right? But the Vortex of Genesis looks weird, but also Finan's name is blurred out, right? And obviously Ligers is here because he has to be here, because like why the fuck not, right? So things are like, you know, sussy. Why blur out why blur out Finan's name, right? We know his name, right? And they talk about this. Uh, is it what we learn about the destruction? He kind of, I guess, they kind of chat, right, and I guess this is where Liger is telling Finan that about the Beyond the Sky, right, and a bit about the Aeons without him actually, talking about them. Basically, kind of telling him that okay, there's like a bigger things happening, right? But it is all surrounding Amphoreus. And Finan's about to complete the flame chase journey, right? He just has to light up the last one, and then everything will be happy, right? He just has to complete the journey. And then it ends with the appearance of Cyrene. And that's where 2.4 ends. Alright, and when Cyrene appears, freaking True starts playing in the background. He knows her. Yeah, that's like where it starts to question, like, are we still in the right timeline? Or something like that, right? Well, not at this point we don't really have too many clues about the timeline, about the cycles, right? But it makes us think that this isn't the same Vinan that we know, right? That this feels like it might be like a different Vinan, right? Read your subtitles from Siren appears. Is it like subtitles? I don't think the subtitles. Hmm. What the fuck did I say when Siren appeared? I'm actually curious. I'm pretty sure like had a small aneurysm. Yeah, I thought it for some reason it was a client. Why the fuck did I think it was a client? Okay, so I was just confused. Okay. Why the fuck do I sound like I'm moaning? The hell is wrong with me? Nope. Yep. Where did you learn her name? I'm Cyrene's name was said before this section, like in 3.0. I'm pretty sure Finan, when he talks about Aes Elysee and how Cyrene was killed. I mean, that's 3.4. That is where 3.4 finishes. It ends at an annoying, yeah, at annoying points. Let me see. What was it at 3.4? Oh, I guess it, another thing I guess you can do is that you can go to, you know where Herta does her experiment, right? Not what Herta, when Ruan May did her experiment with the propagation all the way back in 1.7. If you go to that area, there's like some memory bubbles there where you can kind of learn more about what the scepter is if you didn't do DU. Yeah, but that's essentially what 3.3 is. So yeah, 3.3 lives off at an annoying cliffhanger, right? And a very annoying cliffhanger. But yeah, like I don't think before this there was like such an annoying cliffhanger. Because even I guess you can say like the Lord Ravager thing was a cliffhanger, right? But it was like not too bad. But then hear that like the Finance name being blurred out, the sudden appearance of Cyrene is like, huh? Wait, what the fuck is happening, right? You literally saw it from the way I reacted to that scene. But yeah, shit's going down and the shit's starting to like get confusing. So that is 3.4, chat. That is 3. Sorry, not 3.4, 3.3. So yeah, Jesus Christ, I really wanted to do 3.4 today, but whatever. So yeah, shit to be going down. Okay, so that's also where we'll leave it off for today, chat. Tomorrow we will do 3.4. We'll pull for not Mika. What's her name again? What's the Yuki? We'll pull for Yuki tomorrow. And I will not do another 10 pull in Stellar Sora until the next actual limited character. Surely not. But yeah, and then we'll try and do 3.4 and maybe start 3.5 tomorrow. But I think for 3.5, I may have to, let's say, go over a few things, right? Because 3.5 is the one I'm least confident out of all of them. Because I mean, I've kind of shown that, I kind of know 3. From 3.0 all the way to 3.4 quite well. 3.5 is like the one I'm kind of like unsure. 3.6 and 7, okay, I know, right? But yeah, so that'll be it for today. We can do an early stream tomorrow. Hell no, I'm like technically free from 5:30 onwards, but then getting home and then But yeah, so yeah, we'll continue tomorrow, chat. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I did not think we were gonna do this for more than 2 days, but here we are. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you guys have a good rest